What's going on, everybody? It's Elimination Night in Sunrise, Florida. I think that's what it's called, the town, I believe. My name's Kyle Manifold. I'll be here for a couple minutes, just helping my guy Peter here, getting all set up and his crew ready for their life on the line tonight, is putting it maybe very lightly, as the Leafs are in Florida, in Sunrise, Florida, to take on the Panthers for Game 4 tonight. And yeah, their season is officially on the line tonight. So we've seen a lot of blowouts that happen in the entire second round. We've seen wildness kind of happen. So Peter, I'll let you kind of take it away from here because it's your Leafs, man, and I want to know how you're feeling going into this. Are we nervous? Are we confident? Do we just need it to get back to Game 5? How are you feeling going into tonight?
It's a mixed bag of everything. Nervous, optimistic, pessimistic at the same time. You don't know what to expect. And, especially after last game, you would have thought that, hey, you're already down 2-0. You might as well, play with some sort of urgency like it is an elimination game. Well, technically that was supposed to be your do or die, but now today is do or die. You lose, you go home. You win, you live to see another day kind of thing.
Yeah.
They just need to get it together. I mean, that Game 3 performance wasn't ideal considering, they played well in Games 1 and 2. They looked like they were the better team. Puck wasn't going their way, the bounces and all that. But Game 3 was just total mess in itself. So Hopefully they're able to get it together because, they sounded optimistic today. I saw, Morgan Riley saying, we're not done here. Luke Shen says we got to play it with all of our heart, play it on the line. And that's what they got to do because other teams have been doing that. It's time for the Maple Leafs to show that in this round.
Yeah, be more physical, right? I think a lot of people were just calling them out, listening to, for us being in Ontario, right, and listening to TSN's Overdrive, hearing them or whatever. Hearing Mitch Marner's comments, too, the other day about the media was interesting, to say the least.
Very.
Don't know if that's maybe exactly what he should have said, but, I'll leave that up to you for that. So I think, it's one of those sayings, and I think the one thing that they were talking about when I was listening to the guys on Overdrive was, if you're going to take us down, you're going to pay the price, right? And that's kind of what Tampa's mentality was when they ended up losing to Toronto there in the first round, right? It was you might eliminate us and that's fine, but you're going to pay the price and we're going to beat the crap out of you for it. And it worked to a degree. I mean, you can obviously see that they're a little bit slower as the first couple of games started, and all of a sudden, right, now you're fighting for your life. So you're right. I like to see the voices be out there tonight and just say, be a little bit more physical, finish your checks, back to the fundamentals, right? And and just making sure that your big boys step up, because what's the one stat we've heard ever since Game 3 finished was, your Matthews, Marner, Tavares, and Nylander guys, they haven't scored, right? And that's something that happened tonight. So you mentioned the lineup changes too. You got Yarncroke in. Obviously, you got Joseph Woll coming in tonight in net. Just real quick on your thoughts on kind of the lineup changes and maybe the comments too on Mitch Marner, because I'm sure you have something to say about that too.
Yeah, I understand where Mitch was coming from, right? You want to block out the noise, but at the same point, they know what's on the line. They've seen disappointment. They felt disappointment. So they can try and say, yeah, we're going to tune everybody out. But at the same time, it's in the back of their mind. There is no doubt about that. And I understand that, you want to keep a level head and you want to show some confidence and, show some pushback. But the time to do it was post game after Game 3. Say, hey, that wasn't good enough. Instead of trying to say, hey, trying to deflect the blame on the media right there to say, hey, we're not going to listen to you. We got confidence, and that's great. But you got to show some anger. I mean, the Edmonton Oilers have showed it. The Vegas Golden Knights have showed it. The New Jersey Devils have showed it after really bad losses. So I don't know what's with this team and not calling themselves out or saying they need to be better, because there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
And even in regards to the lineup too, I think the big one is Joseph Woll coming in after Samsonov got injured was pretty big at that point. I thought there was a lot more pressure there than it is here, because now you're getting the full 60 minutes. But then again, you are getting your first start. So there is a lot of pressure there. I'm interested in seeing what he can do, because he was fantastic during the regular season and even in that outing when he came in relief. He's looking like the goaltender of the future, whether he's a starter, backup next season. All depends on what's happening. But I do think that this is a good chance for him to say, hey, this is my time to shine right now, where I'm going to possibly knock off Matt Murray as the backup and move on and say, hey, your time in Toronto is kind of done at this point. So I'm looking to see what he can do. Obviously, Jarn Krok brings a lot of energy, similar to Michael Bunting. On that top line, the Maple Leafs looked great in terms of chemistry with Matthews and Marner. They experimented that with the preseason, and during the regular season, they did look great. So I'm looking to see if he could provide a little bit of a spark on the forecheck. And we're just going to see what happens because, again, they went with this lineup to say, hey, we're going to have faith in the Stars, and the Stars need to shine.
Right.
And if it doesn't, then it's definitely going to fall on the Stars for not getting it done.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And I think you mentioned Joseph Woll earlier, right? Like, he might have to be your guy going forward because we don't know about the status of Samsonov. Also, I'm starting to get like blinded by the sun here. I don't have any blinds, but
no, it's all good.
But yeah, like, he's going to have to be your guy going forward, right? Like, you don't know what's going to be wrong with him. So he's somebody that you have to trust. And, I think you say it for a lot of teams who've been in 3-0 holes before. You just got to win. Make sure you win tonight because if you don't, it's over, right? Like, no shit. Yeah. But, I believe like if they get it back to Toronto, if they can find a way to get it back to game 6, then the mental warfare comes into the game, right? I don't know if that's necessarily been a problem for the Florida Panthers, and we've kind of seen that throughout the second round, right? Because they clearly have no pressure, and even if they let's say they blow this series lead, it's not the end of the world for them, right? Like, okay, yeah, they might be the team that's known for blowing the lead to Toronto, but again, you guys are playing with no pressure, right? Because nobody expected them to even be here in the first place, right? So that's the way that I kind of see it. Let's take a look at some of the comments here just as we start.
I also just want to point out that there are a lot of, comments going out there about, this is, he's just another brick in the wall, Pink Floyd kind of thing. Everyone is posting the lyrics to Wonderwall by Oasis. So you already got some pop culture references going on with Joseph Woll. So he's got the nickname. He's got everything set. It's now the play is starting to match that, which is kind of great.
Yeah. No, the Pink Floyd. That's funny. Nice. Do you have a prediction for tonight? I imagine you're taking the Leafs tonight. What's the score?
Ooh, I would like to say the Leafs. I want to say, because everything has been close, I want to say 4-2. It's going to be resulting in an empty net goal, so it is going to be 3-2. But I hope maybe they find a way to finally solve Sergei Bobrovsky and get him moving, get some traffic, because he's been seeing the puck way too easily. Right.
That's the problem, too. He's looking like a Vezina candidate all of a sudden, and nobody expected that either, right?
Yeah.
So, Jeff looks ready to go tonight. We got Jeff saying 5-3 tonight. That's not a bad one. I know we've had some high-scoring games, but they've all been blowouts. So, I don't know. Again, I can't really judge because I had our picks last night for the Devils game, and I said stupidly, like, 2-1. And I'm like, it probably wasn't the best way to go, but that's okay.
Hey, it's all good.
Yeah, Bedard didn't go to a Canadian club. I think his only shot was Montreal or Vancouver.
Montreal 5th. Yeah, that was the best odds for him.
Right. So, I think they'll still get a good player, though, at the end of the day, right? I also saw real quick today, and maybe you can chime in on this, because I think if Florida wins tonight, they take somebody's pick, or Toronto takes a pick or whatever going into the first round this year, right? Or something like that.
So I think the way that it was working out is if the Florida Panthers lose this series, I think they get the 17th overall pick, or it's finalized because of the trade with Florida. But if they win, I think it goes to in that 28 to 32 slot, because I think they made the conference finals.
Right.
So valuable, but then again, it is a deep draft than it was before, because you're moving down from 17 to 28. So I think those are the implications in regards to that pick, because I know that is the one from Florida where they got, I believe it was for Ben Sherrod.
Gotcha. Okay. I know you have your co-host coming in. I just sent you a code just to make sure it comes in okay. So we have a couple guys a little late tonight, so that's why I'm kind of hanging around. But let's take a look at some of the other scores here. You got 3-2 Leafs for Liam. Make sure you guys comment your score prediction below, just to make sure that you have until the end of the first intermission, and then that way we'll see who's close at the end, and we can kind of see who's close and who's not, right? I think we gave up on last night because it was 6-1 Carolina, so we were like, nobody wins, because I don't think anybody was close last night. Yeah, that's kind of where we were at. So, we got Danelle back on here tonight. What's going on, man? Good to see you.
How's it going?
He's got the Adidas jersey, not the Fanatics jersey.
It is Adidas. It is Adidas.
Good.
It is Adidas. I'm not a big fan of the Fanatics jersey. I can tell you that much.
Yeah, I saw on Twitter today there was somebody who received a Seattle Kraken jersey from the Fanatics website, and they got the logo upside down.
Ooh,
It's like, what the hell?
that is
Nice.
that's I would be pretty upset with that. Like,
100%.
there's no way around that.
Yeah, Joey, what's going on, man? Thank you for being.
How's it going, Joey?
Thank you for being a new member, guys. Make sure you like and comment too. These guys' first time on the live stream, so make sure to check out Sticks in the Six as well too. We don't have another live stream going on tonight. I believe we have 2 tomorrow night because we have the Devils. I don't know the schedule is so weird. Mm-hmm. Like it's because if you guys win Game 5's, like it's back to 2 days where it's like Friday and then Sunday or whatever it is, right? So I think we have 1 or 2 games tomorrow night. We'll be back on the air for Game 5 tomorrow between the Devils and the Hurricanes, where it might be over then. But we'll see going forward. If you guys like doing this tonight, maybe you'll want to do Game 5, and maybe you're their good luck charm going forward if they happen to get it done tonight. Vladimir says 7-5 Leafs, 100%. I kind of feel like that's where it could go. I kind of feel like a high-scoring game seems.
Wasn't that the score in Game 5? In the Florida series against Boston?
Yeah, it was like
because if it is, that is probably a good omen because that's what sparked everything for Florida. So if it's 7-5, that may spark things for Toronto. That is going to be interesting.
That's not a bad. It's not bad. I don't hate that pick there. Liam asks, has anyone ever come back down 3-0? So there's 4 teams in history that did it. The Leafs were the first in the Cup Finals back. It was in the 40s, I think it was. They played Detroit. The second time was 1970, whatever. I can't remember the team that did it. I think it was the Islanders that did it in the 70s. And then very recently in 2010, you had the Flyers against the Bruins, and then you had the Kings do it against the Sharks back in 2013, whatever, 2014 that was. So 4 teams have done it. And I think the overall record is 4 times the teams have been successful and like 197 times that they're unsuccessful. So that's the way that we see it. It's not all Leaf picks tonight. We got Joey saying 4-2 for the Florida Panthers. They think the series ends tonight. We got Jedi the Best here saying it's also 4-3 for the Panthers as well. Apparently the code expired. I'll have to get them a different one.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, that's okay. I'll get it here for him a second here, and I'll send it right back. But just a quick question for you. Are you confident that they can get it done tonight? Or is it like, do you think the guys are kind of sitting there going, man, like, we'll just see what happens? Like, obviously they're going to fight for their lives, but we'll just kind of see what happens, right? Like, I don't know. What do you think? I mean, how confident do you really feel going into tonight?
They do have the star power to do it. It's just a matter of them actually, overcoming that mental hurdle that has been blocking them for some time.
Right.
And now is the time to try and get this done because this team has been fragile in regards to their mentality in the past. So if they can win 1 game here, this could be a trend of something down the line. I do think they can do it. It's just a matter of them actually applying.
Got it. Just saying different room. I actually turn my desk around so I can see the TV behind me so I can watch the game. And normally I'll have like a stupid Flames jersey on or whatever. And I believe we have
Alex.
Sorry
about that. We did it at the same time. Sorry about that. Alex is here.
What's going on, Alex? How are we feeling tonight?
Terrified.
Good.
Give me a second. I don't think I've got my proper audio settings.
That's okay. No worries. Joey just quickly asking here if this channel is live on Facebook. It should be. We have the check mark for it, so it looks like it should be. Also live on Twitch too as well, guys, if you want to.
We got a Twitch. I didn't realize that.
We do have a Twitch. I know. I was surprised when I first used this a while ago. I was like, oh, God, are we about to game out here? Honestly, I was really thinking because the off season's, outside of our Flames last year where it was like all these trades that happened, but I really want to try in the off season if we can try to get like a little tournament going for NHL 23 for our network.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah, try to stream it on here, get some bets in, whatever we got to do. I think it'd be a lot of fun. So, Alex, what's your prediction tonight, and how are we feeling going into?
Jeez, man, I am the absolute last person to ask for predictions because I feel like whatever I say is gonna jinx it or work against me some way somehow. So I know that's a boring answer. So I'll throw a shot in the dark and I'll say that the Leafs they'll win tonight. Okay. I think that they're gonna ride off of some momentum, or not some momentum, but I think they're gonna ride off of a little confidence boost from Joseph Wall.
Got it.
That's what I'm hoping for at least. I would also equally be not surprised if they just laid a stinker and lost like 6-1. So
you hope that's not the case.
Yeah, you hope not, but let's see.
Nice. I'll let you guys do your thing. I think you guys can kind of, you got it. You're fine.
Yeah.
If there's any issues, guys, let me know. Have a lot of fun with this tonight. Best of luck. I'm sure I'll be watching. And again, if you got any problems, just have me back on here, and we'll finish it up. Okay. Peters knows how to do it. So
yes.
don't touch anything. Don't touch anything. Have fun with this tonight, guys, and best of luck.
Appreciate it, Kyle. Thank you so much for tuning in and joining us.
Thanks. All right. See you guys. Talk soon.
Take it easy. Peter, do I go tarp up? Do you think?
I went with the good old fashioned Matthews jersey.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I think
puck drop has already happened. They believe the Maple Leafs have started with the Matthews line right now, and puck is Florida's forecheck is already looking like a bit of a problem for Toronto already. Puck is already in their zone and tip in front. But yeah, so we are used to these kind of starts where they start off, a little bit rough and everything like that. But the main thing is the Maple Leafs need to try and get things back. And a great save from Joseph Woll right there over his shoulder. Very close one. Joey, very close one indeed. But again, that is our brick wall right there.
Peter, just to see where we're at in terms of timing, what's your clock at in the game?
My clock is at 18:51 right now.
Okay, so I'm ahead of you. I'm at 18:37 right now.
Okay, so my Sportsnet feed is back. So if you do see something, Alex,
I'm gonna have to stay on the DL about that.
Well, it's funny
really
because most of the time,
my emotions.
Most of the time when I'm watching the game, it seems like everybody else's feed is ahead of mine. Because when the Maple Leafs won in overtime against the Lightning, one of my friends messaged me and he was just like, "Oh my God." And I'm like, "Oh God, what happened?" And then I see the Tavares goal happen like 10 seconds later. Oh. So I feel like I'm always 10 seconds later. And even Twitter too. Twitter kind of ruins everything for me with the updates and everything. And I'm trying to keep it even keel, and then I celebrate with my family afterwards because I'm getting the updates right away.
That's me whenever I watch the draft. I always try really hard to stay off my phone during the draft because I know that someone's going to be tweeting out the picks like right before they happen.
Exactly. And it's not, and kind of like a, spoiler alert thing. No offense to Chris Johnson or Frank Saravelli during that Seattle Kraken
draft. That wasn't Chris Johnson. That was
all. Oh, that Frank wasn't Chris. Saravelli. Oh, so that was Frank. So that was Frank. I thought it was both of them, but it is Frank. And Dunno, that is Alex. He is with me on the Sticks in the Six podcast.
Yes,
we are both co-hosts. The main host, the captain of the team, should be arriving shortly as well. You will get to see him and see every single member of the Sticks in the Six podcast in this live stream.
Nice to meet you through a comment there, Danelle. It was. This is my first time doing anything through the Hockey Podcast Network, so I'm looking forward to it. Thanks for tuning in.
Where's the scoreboard? Canadian chick, I just added it in right now. The scoreboard is up and it is live, so it'll probably be like this for the majority of the game right here. Again, I'm still fairly new to StreamYard, so seeing that right now and then seeing, no scoreboard, and the main thing I asked was, is there a scoreboard? So it's kind of funny, really.
You know what, Peter? We might actually, I'm going to do some, I might do this at the intermission, or not at the intermission, rather a commercial break. But I think you can actually get like a banner. Like I could make like a scoreboard as a banner that's just constantly rolling across the bottom of the screen.
Oh, if you're comfortable doing that, that is okay.
I will. Well, I don't know if I'm comfortable doing it, but I'll.
Okay.
Here, hold on. Let me see what I can do here. I also, again, I don't know if I'm allowed to cheer if anything happens or what to do reaction wise, because I think I'm a couple seconds ahead of you. Do you want me to just try and swallow my emotions and just wait for you?
That would be nice. That'll be nice, bud. I would appreciate that. And now the Maple Leafs are in the Florida Panthers zone right now. Mitch Marner again with not such a good turnover at the offensive blue line. That is the big thing with Mitch during this series alone, really, because his puck management has not been great, like hanging on to the puck way too much. And seeing that right there, it kind of seems like, okay, things were off to a good start, but then I see that little bit of a fumble and then the turnover, and it's like, hopefully he can get it together because they need him big time.
Peter, what do we think about this here?
I think that is Perfect.
It's
so
good.
every
Well,
every single time there's a
my
goal, we could put that up.
My
Yeah.
only issue is that it's covering the DraftKings promo code there in the
Yeah.
Hockey Podcast. So maybe I won't have it up all the time, but if anyone wants a score update, and obviously Peter, you've got the main thing up there, I will pop that up and I'll edit it as we go along.
Yes, we got the scoreboard up in the middle of this right now. And it looks, I just missed a play. Can't tell if that was offside. Puck out of play. Offside. They're lining up outside the blue line.
The puck just dropped on my screen just to give you an idea of where we're at.
Ooh, man. Oh, this is going to be rough for me.
I think it's going to be rough for me, man, because I'm going to have to swallow.
You're going to have to hold it in. Yeah.
You know what? That won't be an issue if Florida's doing all the scoring because
there was a great shot from Liljegren, blocker saved by Bobrovsky, and that's the main thing that they need to do right now. They got to get some traffic in front, block his view, and Liljegren almost capitalized right there. And I'm so glad he's back in the lineup because he can be a difference maker. And again, great shot from Nylander in the corner. Liljegren gets the rebound, passes it back to Willie, takes it to the middle of the ice. Or throws it in front. Wow. Okay, that was a great save. But then again, they need to start capitalizing on those net front chances because it's just going directly into the crest of Bobrovsky right there. And there we go. They're actually doing a great job of clogging up the neutral zone or the middle of the ice right now, not giving Florida a whole lot. So that is a good start right there. Donnell, do you think the ratings will do good for a Panthers Hurricanes Eastern Conference final?
I don't know about that.
I mean, personally, I would love to see Carolina back in there because they are an interesting team. Like they are very exciting. There's no doubt about that.
So, Peter,
would it do well with Florida? It depends. It depends on how many people are actually going to tune into that. That I think is the biggest question right there.
Peter, I'm going to try something here. Okay.
Yeah.
I just noticed there's a share screen option. I'm going to get the stream up on my laptop and see if.
No, we can't show any. We can't do the stream. We can't show any. I don't think we have the rights to show the game, which is why they have the scoreboard right here. So that is, yeah.
Okay.
I did ask Kyle about.
I clearly don't know the rules.
Yeah, no. So I think to err on the side of caution in terms of rights and everything, we'll just keep it as is with this flash score. They have used this one. This is their go-to in the past. So, ooh, there we go. Who was that? Was that Bunting? No, that was. I think I need my glasses. Good thing I have them right off to the side because it looks like Bunting was in the corner and made a good hit right there. And Chad, this is what I look like with glasses. I need them, and sometimes I just don't wear them. So there we go. And offside. Oh, the late hit after there. Probably not going to be much. But this is the kind of intensity and fight back that the Maple Leafs need to show, especially after the whistle. They can't get caught because of the power plays and everything like that.
That defensive play by O'Reilly on Verhaeghe there just warmed my heart.
Exactly. And that is why they got Ryan O'Reilly for these moments, for those kind of plays. And then I understand there's going to be a lot of backlash because of that, pass back into his own zone, which led to the Sam Bennett breakaway between the legs shot. You rarely see him make those kind of plays, but at the same time, he 90% of the time he's making the right ones. And that one over there led to a counter attack. And that is pretty big because they were able to try and get some momentum or a chance going the other way.
Peter, Danelle is spitting facts in the chat here. Can we read this one out? Let me ask you guys, do you think the NHL needs to go back to the 1-8 playoff format? Yes,
Danelle, that is an easy question for us. We are big fans of the 1-8. I mean, everyone is going to say that no matter how it played out, the Maple Leafs were still going to play possibly the Tampa Bay Lightning, the New York Rangers. They were going to face a good team even with 1-8, but it's the path along that later on after that series. It could be a bit of an easier opponent. Then again, they're having a somewhat easier opponent right now against the Florida Panthers, but the story's going the other way. But yeah, we are still big fans of the 1-8 playoff format. I'm an old school, like I love the 1-8 because I was big on that in the 90s and the early thousands. So I want to see that again.
I don't think there was any need for any changes when it happened. Like it was just, I think it was just one of those things that wasn't broken, so they didn't need to fix it. And you know what, you mentioned that, you already knew that the Leafs could potentially end up playing Tampa regardless of what the format was. But at the same time, the whole reason the 1-8 format is better is because because you wouldn't have known as a Leaf fan that the team's playing Tampa Bay in the first round by like November, like we did last year, right?
Absolutely. And Dylan writes in, as a Western Canadian, I got to cheer against the Leafs. Totally understand that, man. However, I think the playoffs will be less interesting if they get eliminated. I mean, who are fans going to cheer against if they get eliminated? That's the thing. It seems like there's always a love-hate relationship with the Maple Leafs, and I totally get where you're coming from. I would like to know who you're a fan of. I believe Kyle has mentioned it before. I believe you're a Canucks fan, if I'm not mistaken. If I am, all right, so we're back into the action right now. Okay. Mitch Marner's showing some fight right now. He just made a good hit on Gustav Forsling in the corner. Puck has gone the other way. And there is Brandon Montour. Great block in front by Kerfoot.
Kyle, I've got a split allegiance for my OHL. For my OHL fandom. I grew up in Kitchener, so I'm a Kitchener Rangers fan at heart, but I relocated to Niagara for school, so and now for work. So I am a Niagara Ice Dogs fan as well. And Dylan, after confirming that you are a Canucks fan, I do have to say I feel awful for you if you saw that the Canucks were one ball away from getting Bedard, because that same thing happened with the Leafs and McDavid in 2015. Yeah. So
we feel your pain.
I will say my best friend's a Canucks fan. I don't hate them as much as some other people do. I do actually feel some empathy for Canucks fans because I've never seen an organization run so terribly. But I'd like to see them. I'd like to see them do better eventually. I'm kind of sick of them seeing them at the bottom of the barrel every year.
And Kyle, yes, we are. I'm a big OHL fan. No specific team for me, but I am just a big OHL fan in general. Liam Wolf is a Penguins fan. Thank you for tuning into this Maple Leaf live stream, even though
he's a fan of the team that might employ Kyle Dubas after this year.
Good possibility. Good possibility. I mean, Kyle Dubas has worked wonders with this team. Again, controversial moves here and there, but he has made a lot of good ones. And we have an icing call. We are at the 11:35 mark. Toronto has the shot advantage.
Whoa, Peter, I think we might be on time.
Are we?
Yeah.
11:35 break time?
Is your screen showing the Montour highlight right now?
It is showing the Montour highlight right now.
We're on board.
Okay.
Face off here? Face off?
It's still on the highlight pack after the shot, but it is on the face off right now. So I think
I'm only like 3 seconds ahead of you now. I was like 20 seconds ahead of you before. So maybe now I can react organically.
I just want one, like, with all the technology going on, why can't everyone just have the same stream or same game synced up properly? That I think is just the one big concern for me right now.
Kyle, to answer your question, hold on. Oh, that was close. To answer your question, Kyle, I think
okay, you said that was close. I just see the breakaway or the 2-on-1 right now with Matthews.
Yeah, Kyle, I think if the Leafs get swept, I think there's a much higher chance of Dubas being done versus if they were to claw back and lose in 6 or 7 games. I will say, I think that if they cut Dubas after this year, regardless of the outcome, even if they get swept tonight, massive mistake. I think that Dubas is the best GM that they've had. Over in the entire time that I've been watching. Granted, the other options were John Ferguson, Brian Burke, and Dave Nonis, so there's not a lot of competition to work with. But I think he's the only one that's actually kind of had their priorities in mind in the right place. And I think his good moves outweigh his bad ones. And especially, I think just with the trade deadline this year, that's your shining example right there. Nate Thomas says, can't stay long, but have a great stream, boys. Everybody like and subscribe to the channel. Go Leafs. Nate from the Quack Report. Nate.
Thanks, Nate.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Congratulations on the selection of Adam Fantilli. That's not a chirp. He's actually a really good player.
So no, he is fantastic.
I'm happy for you guys.
I'm just going to say this right now. We are now 10 minutes into the game, and it seems like the Maple Leafs have kind of picked it up. I'm seeing a little bit more urgency, a bit more quickness on the rush in their zone exits. So I think that is a good sign for this team right now.
Jeff, unfortunately, I don't think Peter and I can take you up on that offer for Binner.
Yeah, probably not. Probably not. I would probably still keep Matt Murray in the fold.
All right, Dylan,
Here we go.
They should trade one of their top forwards for a top D-man and maybe focus more on goaltending? I wouldn't be shocked. My only concern with that is if they get swept tonight, I think that they would be much better off trading Marner over trading Nylander just because of Marner's actually had issues showing up in big games, whereas Nylander, I think, has been pretty consistent, even though he hasn't been on the score sheet today. That being said, I do think that if they lose tonight, that they're going to have to probably broaden their focus a little more because clearly the 4 forwards tied up with $40 million isn't really working so far. I like how many...
Going back to Kyle for a quick second here. What do you do with Willie? I unfortunately, out of all the contracts that you have, I would like to keep him. But if there's a player to move, chances are it's going to be him because he has a movable contract of $6.9 million. I would love to keep him, but if there is a player to be moved, it's most likely going to be him.
All right, Peter. While we're in the commercial break here,
yes.
I'm going to get up and
you're going to get a jersey on.
I'm going to tarp up.
There we go.
Good so far, but it hasn't been good enough.
Get the passion going. Kyle, is Nylander more valuable than Marner? That is a good one. I would want to say Marner seems to have more value just because he could play on the penalty kill. But in terms of big game moments, I think both really need to step it up. But I think you have someone like Nylander in the fold that has taken big strides in his game. Obviously, you need to try and, keep him in line and keep him in check because he has been astray and gone on cold stretches before. But Marner has value, but I think right now in terms of contract, Nylander is the best bang for your buck kind of value in terms of that. Asking the hard hitting questions. Hey, you're not letting up, and that's a good thing. You're keeping us on our toes, especially during these commercial breaks.
All right, here we go.
Donnell, did you hear about this like a month or two ago about the Atlanta Thrashers possibly coming back? Honestly, I was kind of sad because, yes, they did have a great logo. They did have great momentum with some players. I mean, Ilya Kovalchuk was absolutely phenomenal. I remember watching him in his early stages of his career. I mean, would it work? I don't know because they left because of the reasons why the team went bankrupt. They weren't generating a lot of revenue. If they tried to go back again, you would probably be in the same situation. I think if they keep the logo, maybe relocate to another city, possibly, or if they do find a winning formula to keep the Thrashers in Atlanta, why not? But I'm just very hesitant about that as well. And here we go. Offensive zone. Matthews with a great pass to Liljegren, 91.6 miles per hour. And this is the great thing that I love about Liljegren. Not so much that he just injured Aaron Ekblad because that looked like it stung, but the fact that he is probably the best shooter on the Maple Leafs blue line. And that is saying a lot because, he among the Leafs defensemen, he led that category in defensemen before Erik Gustafsson came back. And the fact that he's starting to shoot more, he's becoming more complete. I think there's going to be a full-time spot in the top 4 with his name next season.
All right, Peter, I'm pulling out all the stops here. I've got my reverse retro Matthews jersey that I watched them win game 3 at.
Home blue Matthews.
Nice.
There we go.
And I took off my Jaguars hat and I put on a different hat because as much as I love my Jags, I do think that wearing a hat of a Florida sports team was a bit of a bad omen. So
yeah, good thing you did that. And you know what? It ain't football season. It's still playoffs.
That's right. Granted, if they lose tonight, I'm gonna be already dialed into football. If that's the case, because I don't know if the Jays are doing anything redeeming either. If you saw the way they lost today's game,
yes. Kyle, make sure to go check out the Sticks in the Six podcast. Yes, make sure to check us out on the Hockey Podcast Network. We recently just signed on. We're very happy to be joining this fantastic network and great group of hockey podcasters. Be sure to also follow us. I'm just going to do a little plug here on Twitter at STIXINTHE6IXPOD. You can find us on Instagram with STICKSINTHE6IX pod, as well as YouTube Sticks in the Six.
Peter Forbes is asking for the StreamYard invite. Do we send him?
Yes.
Like,
are we going to get on a message with Kyle right now to get that going? And we will get the captain in very shortly.
Yep. Oh, no.
That doesn't sound very good.
Okay, sorry. Keep forgetting I'm a couple seconds ahead.
Where are you right now? Good.
Where are you?
I am at 619. Okay. I am at
Brody getting kind of interfered with right there.
Okay, so I'm 5 seconds ahead of you. I think that's the official count.
So okay. It's still 0-0 though.
Yes, it is.
Perfect. Okay.
I said, oh no, because they were getting hemmed in a little there and it was scaring me.
Well, what I think when you said, oh no, I think that was at the point where Brody was getting pushed off and he lost his balance. I think that was probably the moment right there where everything was happening. And
it would be really nice if the Leafs managed to just out of nowhere pull a Joseph Wall miracle run starting with this game.
Yes. This isn't the first time where we've seen, rookie or inexperienced goaltenders come in. I think the most notable one was Cam Ward during that 2006 run for the Carolina Hurricanes. And that paid off big time for them.
Danelle just asked a great question that I'm going to put up. I'm going to put the comment up on the screen at intermission. I think it's good intermission talk.
Ooh,
Dylan, are we seeing the urgency? I will say these guys are not, they're definitely not taking control of the game and running with it like I might have hoped, but they are playing well so far, I think.
There is some pushback. There is a little bit of more offensive zone time right there. And there he is, the captain and host of the Sticks in the Six podcast. Andrew Forbes is here. How are you doing?
What's going on? I'm doing great, boys.
Forbes,
I'm doing great.
Buddy, you're not looking passionate enough right now.
Look, hey, I'll tell you this. So, I did that. You guys know that picture I took on top of the mountains out west, with the Matthews jersey. They went on to lose that game 5 in the first round, and I'm like, from that point on, I'm like, there's no JT hat, there's no jersey right now. I still have the passion. I'm here. I'm watching the game.
I respect it.
So I gotta go with my gut here and say that a little bit of superstition there. A little bit of superstition. I can't do it this evening.
Forbesy Wonder over here.
That's right. Look, though, the beard's still going. I told you guys last week, the beard's still going. It's starting to connect to the chest there. That's all you need is the playoff beard, boys.
That is a true playoff beard. And you know what? It was kind of funny because we were talking about that last week, how you got to let everything grow. And even though I trim and groom it, I got to endure the, hairs that are growing to the side of my neck. And that's not very fun. But we are in a very close game. It is still very much in line with how the series has gone. Shots are 5-4 Toronto with 3:48 left in the first, probably 3:32 for Alex because he's a few seconds ahead of me right now.
No, I'm at 3:41. currently.
Oh, okay. So So it's just at the point. Oh, I'm actually here at 341 as well. So
we watched the Leafs fail to clear it.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. And that looked like it was Alex Kerfoot that had a weak backhand on that clearing attempt. He's going behind the net right now.
Oh my!
And again, these weak clearing attempts that just got outside. The line, and they just got in very quickly. They got to be harder on that. They can't be doing that up the middle of the ice. Use the boards and that simple hockey basics 101. And here we go. William Nylander chips it back into the zone. He didn't have a clean break, but getting that offensive zone time was right there. Järnkrok in, putting some pressure on Gustav Forsling. Recovers the puck right now. There you go. Take the time, slow it down, and get the attack going. And here we go. David Kampf. And I'm just going to say this right now with Kampf and Lafferty. I mean, obviously, it's disappointing to see Zach Aston-Reese get, scratched and not having the performance that we expected them to have. But Lafferty and Kampf, I mean, they were the best line in Game 3 or best duel in Game 3. And right now, they're looking very sharp again, getting tenacious, getting in on the forecheck, and laying the bodies. 2 good hits right there.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm going to say this, I've been watching for about 5 or 6 minutes here, and the Leafs have not sustained any possession time, any legitimate possession time. They've spent the majority of the last 5 minutes in their own zone.
They're showing it right now, 355 to 346, so it is very, very close.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, this is a do or die game for you. Like at a certain point, you gotta lay everything on the line and say, hey, if we don't win this game,
oh, good. Here we go. Okay. All right. Well, Florida gets
Justin Hall. Looks like he is going to the box.
Oh, wait. Hold on.
No, I think.
Oh, they're pulling Tkachuk off.
Yeah.
I did see a broken stick, so maybe he slashed it out of his hands.
Okay, because I swear they blew the whistle. Why are you going to commercial break with 2 minutes left, man? Come on.
Wait, that is
yeah, I don't know what we just saw. Because it looked like the ref called the penalty when the Leafs touched the puck.
It did, and based on that replay, it did look like Justin Hall did have the free arm around Tkachuk in front of the net. I mean, the stick broke, but don't understand how that is going to play out.
Penalty here, I'm turning off the feed.
What'd you say, Ford?
If there's a penalty, he's cutting off the feed right now.
If Justin Hall took a penalty right here, I'm turning off the feed for the next 2 minutes until the second period starts.
Yeah, and then you'll be back.
And I'll be back.
Hockey hack just went for Steve Dangle insanity.
I
agree. Know what? I love Steve. I think he's very, very passionate. I got a chance to meet him a few years back. Very nice guy. And the fact that we were all able to see that win. I saw his reaction and his Leafer video. Fantastic content that he does. I mean, this is why he's one of the best in the biz, because he lets out the passion so much.
Sorry, can I just pull this one up again?
Oh, yeah.
Richard, Grit and Barrett podcast. I'd have to assume, based on that name, that you're from a Bruins podcast. In which case, how does it feel to be a Leafs
fan?
We
feel your pain. We feel your pain.
We feel your pain. We feel your 3-1 pain.
Oh, it's not even 3-1. We can't. Oh, you mean the score in the final game?
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about that.
Well, no, the series. The series.
Yeah, we're talking about
for Boston.
Look at that. Justin Hall got the penalty. What?
Yeah.
I don't know. You guys, we talked about this a couple weeks ago where, it was, you got to get Justin Hall out of there. And they just keep putting this guy in the lineup. He's going to actually do something for you. He hasn't done anything for you all year long. I don't know.
Man.
You have to think, though, this comes back on Keefe at the end of the year. Well, after tonight.
I mean, and that's the thing too. We talk about Dubas being on the hot seat, but what about Sheldon Keefe going to Justin Hall, who you scratched him for the reasons because he allowed 15 goals against or 14 goals against in the Panthers, and then he has the poor awareness on that Duclair goal in Game 3, and you reward him by putting him back in the top 4. I mean, we all want Justin Hall to succeed. We all want him to play well. But at the same time, there comes a point where if you're going to be on even for a goal against, no matter what situation you're on, and you're not showing great awareness, you deserve to be in the box. And that to me,
I did. Please speak this into the universe, everybody.
No lie. I was going to put that up and be like, you're wrong. You're wrong. It's going to go 5 games.
No,
It's going to go 5.
No, I want people to keep putting that in the universe. Yes, Panthers sweep, Panthers sweep, Panthers sweep. Everything you can to jinx them.
Well, we're nearing the end of the first. 1 minute left in the penalty kill for the Maple Leafs right now. Again, zone time for the Florida Panthers, and doesn't sound very good for Alex.
The Leafs. I'm just Peter. Understand any reactions that you hear from me. I'm severely emotionally damaged.
I hear you.
The moment that I see like anything that looks like it could potentially be bad start to happen. Mm-hmm. Okay, I would have loved it if Shen just like threw Bennett into the crowd there. That's one thing that really disappointed me from the last game is there was no response to Bennett, which
absolutely. And I'm just going to say this right now about Joseph Woll. He's tracking the puck very, very well. I mean, it looked like Samsonov did have his shaky moments during the series as well, but he was the one that kept that team in it no matter what. And yeah, he saw that all the way through. Great save right in the crest, no rebound. Don't give him that second or third chance opportunity. I want to get your thoughts, boys, because I talked about this with Kyle before. Is Joseph Woll playing himself onto a roster spot?
Oh, yeah.
And Matt Murray.
Yeah, without a question.
Oh, before I could even finish my question, there we go. See, we're all on the same page then.
There's no question.
That's why we have a podcast together, because we all agree on things. We all like each other's opinions.
I was just about to throw in the like stepbrother saying, "Did we just become best friends?" Yup. But yeah, no, I do think right now, if you have to move Matt Murray, you free up $4 million to spend free agency, and you have Joseph Woll being more capable and being more steady in net. So that's one thing you're going to have to do. And if they have to move that first round pick that they got in Rasmus Sandin, so be it. I am going to be sad because I do want a list of 5 players that I'm keeping close to my chest because I think they're going to be fantastic players down the stretch. And we are coming to the end of the first period now. The Maple Leafs escaped without allowing a late period goal. That has also plagued them before.
Watch this replay, though. Watch the tip, the Reinhardt tip right in front of Woll.
See on the replay. There we go. Ooh.
Like that's how close. Like
that was very close. That was very close. And that's the thing. They got to clear that traffic out because he had all the time in the world to get in position and get that stick in the right spot to get that tip. It went wide, but at the same time, again, tense moments. And as soon as he said, look at that replay, and I'm like, was it really that bad? And that could have been very bad for the Maple Leafs and a very, back-breaking moment because, like you said, Andrew, the first period was kind of okay, but they didn't get that sustained zone time that they needed in order to generate more chances. And that was a bit of a problem right there. So we have reached the end of the first period. Score is tied 0-0. And boys, with some of the talk in the intermission right now.
You know what? Sorry, Peter. Before we move on to talk about the Leafs, I do want to bring up this comment that Donnell left a while ago.
Oh, yes. Let's get to Donnell's comment. And then we will also take a short break after we get to Donnell's comments.
Right here. And I bring this one up because I actually did have an encounter the other day. So, this is nothing hockey related, but have you guys ever dealt with a Karen or a male Karen in public before? I dealt with a Karen last week at work, actually. So I work in radio full time, and radio is obviously not a great paying job. So I also have a second job that I work maybe one or two shifts a week at No Frills.
Retail, baby.
Any Americans tuning in right now? It's a grocery store chain. So, yeah, so I was talking to this lady who wanted a big bag, in her words, the biggest bag of bird seed that we had, which first of all, she called it bird food, not bird seed, which I thought was kind of weird. And then she and on top of that, why are you looking for bird seed at a grocery store? Why don't you just go to a pet store, right?
That's smart.
Yeah. So anyway,
there's a specialty store right there.
So I'm in the back and I get a call up front saying, "Hey, can you come up and bring the biggest bag of bird food that you have?" And I'm like, "Okay." So I go and I grab
2-pound bag from no
I go and I grab the biggest bag I can find. It's like the size of your average bag of soil. Like, I don't know, maybe 2 foot by 1 foot, or 2 feet by 2 feet or something like that. 3 by 2. And as I walk and I bring it up, and instantly I can tell that this lady's going to be a Karen. Like, she's got the short hair. She's got like just that look of attitude on her face. And then so I go up. She doesn't say hi or anything. Doesn't like wave. Doesn't say anything. She goes, "That's the biggest bag you could find." And I'm like, yeah. And she goes, "That's the smallest bag of bird food I've ever seen." So I'm just like, okay, well, this is the biggest one I could find. So either take it or leave it, right? And then I try to leave. And then she goes, no, hold on. I want you to go and write your name down over there, and then get her, and she points at my coworker, to write her name down too. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. And then she goes, she kind of looks at me and like studies me for a sec. She's like, okay, what's your name? And I'm like, I'm not telling you that. And then she does it again. She goes, huh, you're one of those.
Oh, God.
And then at that point, I was like, sure, lady, I'm one of those. And then I walked away. And yeah, she started asking me. It is the textbook reason why I don't work retail anymore, man.
Look at the last.
I absolutely should have written Fred Durst. You're right. You're right. I should have done that.
That's a good one. That is a good one. Oh my God.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no. To go back to the question,
oh yeah, Forbes, you've got Karens, don't you?
Oh
man,
yeah.
I work retail as well, obviously for a big chain, and man, I think it happens daily. And you get to a point now, like I've been there for 13 years. I think at a certain point you just kind of brush it off, and like you did, you almost have to just swallow it a little bit, but at the same time, I mean, man, there's some that you never. I'll tell you, my first time, one of my first shifts, like my first week on the job, I was working till, and I had one just like berating me with like curse words and whatever else. I was 21 at the time, and I was 21 with a temper and a little bit of a chip on my shoulder, and I remember just looking at her and I was holding her roast that she had just purchased, and dropped it right on the ground. And that was one of my last days working till. So I mean, everyone's got their own way of dealing with Karens or male Karens or whatever you want to call them. But yeah, retail's the perfect example of why I don't know. It seems like it's such a frowned upon job. I don't know.
There we go. We all have those stories, those people that we deal with every single time. And you know what? You can't change the attitude. You like, no matter what happens, no matter how polite you are to them, the customers and everything like that, it always just seems like it's always your fault, no matter what. And I've had too many instances, but I'm not going to get into that because I'm just here to talk about hockey too. I mean, that is a great comment, Donnell. That really is. But I've had my fair share of stories, but it's like way too long because I got a long list of dealing with certain characters as well. And obviously, I can't top. Maybe I can't top. Someone getting mad over a small bag of bird seeds, bird food.
Yeah,
there we go. See, I'm just like her kind of thing.
You're nowhere near what she was. I don't hate you after talking to you for 5 minutes.
Man.
I like this comment too. When I worked in a large grocery store, I would simply disappear in the back room when I dealt with Karens. Buddy, I am the exact same way. I've surprisingly not dealt with too many Karens since I got there. Like that lady from the other day was the first one in a long time. That being said, I do love it when customers come up to me and they ask me if I've got something and if I can check the back, because then I'm like, all right, yeah, absolutely, I'll go check the back. And then I go and I hang out on my phone back there for like 5 minutes. Then I come up front and I'm like, I'm really sorry, I couldn't find it.
Hey, quick note from Toronto hockey, but from the other side, the Toronto Six, their captain Cheyenne D'Arcangelo just re-signed a 2-year contract with him.
There we go.
Bringing home the Isabel Cup back, to North America or to Canada for the first time, and now she's re-signing for 2 years. So maybe the Six can go back to back.
Let's see if
Let's
the
get
Six
the repeat.
let's see if the Six can kind of
Catch
pass on some of that killer instinct to the Leafs here.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say see if they can catch the Leafs with how many championships they get. Considering the Leafs haven't played for a cup in a while.
Oh, you know what? We gotta shine light on this one too. When I worked retail, I saw Karen rip up a sweater with scissors in front of my eyes.
Oh my God.
Oh, was that Karen Chris Sale by chance?
I would have just said, you ripped it, you buy it. It's now yours. You're paying full price for that.
Yo, that takes effort.
You know what?
That's effort. Somebody brought
we should just
found scissors and like cut it up. Like that takes effort.
Yeah, I almost
That's
wonder if
messed
she I almost wonder if she took the scissors from the store, if she had one on her, which would have been also kind of weird if she just had a pair
Planned
of scissors on her.
Hey, first degree sweater cutting.
You know what? I think we should just forget about the Leafs game tonight and just discuss Karen experiences. I think that'll be a much more enjoyable way to spend the next hour and a half. And then if the Leafs win, then if they win, then we can be happy.
If they play the next two periods the way they played the first, we're going to be talking about Karen's all night.
Yes,
yeah. And that's the thing too. This game has been very, very slow for both sides, but let's just take a quick commercial break and we will be back after this message.
Hey, Peter, before you get back to that,
I wasn't ready to be back right there.
Shout out Raycon for using me as a choreographer.
There you go.
And if you guys have seen me, there's no chance in hell I'm dancing like that.
Oh, there we go. We are back.
Forbes, what if you put an Alex Hobson style promise into the universe and say you're going to record yourself dancing like that if the Leafs win 4 straight?
Hey, if the Leafs win 4 straight, I will go live on Twitter and do like some kind of weird dancing video down in my basement.
Good.
It sounds like dark and dirty, but I swear to God, my basement's actually very nice. And the dancing might be a little off, but it is what it is.
Yeah, Forbes, people are going to be watching you dance in your basement and be like, "Oh, his basement's really weird. I don't like the layout of it." Has nothing to do with the dancing, just the basement itself.
Hey, my OF account will be posted on the bottom. You guys can link to it.
Oh man, this is no longer going to be the Sticks in the Six podcast.
I get one of those comments in like at least once a month, so that's mine. That's mine for the month of May.
There we go. And obviously we are in intermission. If I could, speak properly.
To know, buddy.
Oh, we just answered it.
We just answered your question, man. I just told the whole story. You must have taken off.
Hit rewind, Danelle.
Question,
Hit rewind.
right? Can you even? You can't rewind on a live stream.
Because it's live on YouTube. I think you can
go
back and
Okay,
scroll.
All right, Danelle. If you're
after the end of the first period, I believe Alex did go in and we did answer your question right away.
If you go back like maybe, I don't know, 5-10 minutes ago, we were talking about it's okay, Danelle. You're
all good, man.
You're watching
all
on
good.
YouTube. You should be able to rewind. 10 minutes ago, we answered your question. And, I told the Karen story that I had. Andrew told one as well.
So, boys, now that we are in intermission, I'm able to, properly put that in a great grammatical sentence right there. What is your biggest takeaway after that first period? Because, like you said, Andrew, it was very, very uneventful.
Well, we talked about it the last 2 weeks, and you put a piece out about it at the Hockey Writers. It's killer instinct. Like, you guys are down 3-0. All this talk leading up to Game 4 is, we don't basically give a shit what you think as members of the media. We're going to do what we need to do. We're going to get it done. We're not down and out yet. We still have the passion, blah, 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 blah. And then you got Keith saying, Florida won 3 straight. There's no reason why we can't. Well, watching that first period, absolutely there's a reason why you guys can't win 3 straight. You can't even put one together. So 60 minutes, man. 60 minutes. That's what this game's all about. How many regulation wins do the Leafs have this playoff? I believe it's 2. 2 regulation wins.
One,
maybe it's 1.
Because all 3 went in, because all 3 of their other wins went to overtime. Aside from Game 2, everything did go into overtime.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that, that's what I mean. Like, that alone is just kind of telling you, like, there's no reason why I get the close games against Tampa. Like, Tampa's a solid team. Vasilevsky seemed human, so you should have actually probably won at least 2 of the games in regulation. But that said, now you're playing a team like Florida. Like, no disrespect to Florida, but, like, there's no reason why the Leafs shouldn't pull out at least 1 or 2 wins in this series. There's absolutely no reason. Up front, you have them beat. On the back end, you have them beat. Goaltending is your one question mark, but we've all seen the numbers for Bobrovsky over his career in the playoffs. This is a guy that can very quickly go from superhuman to subhuman. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's played miserably in the playoffs in his career. For some reason, the last 3 games, the Leafs have made him look like this unbeatable Vezina trophy goalie that should sign a 6-year, $50 million contract after he's done this playoff series.
Oh, boys, shout out on Twitter. I can't pull it up on the stream, but shout out from our boy Nick Arentz saying at Sticks in the Six Pod, love the stream, guys. Thank you, Nick. Thanks for tuning in. And thank you to everybody who's sticking around with us. I'm surprised how many non-Leaf fans are sticking around for us, listening to us air our grievances about this team. So, thank you to everybody that's watching the stream right now. This has been a lot of fun so far. And, I really hope that this isn't the last time this year we can do this.
Can we get Kyle to explain this comment first? We just got called out by the NHL YouTube account on their live stream.
Wait, what?
Kyle, give us some details, buddy. Let's hear what's going on.
We need some, background info on this right now.
While we're waiting for the background info, just to give my take on the period, boys. You know what? I'm just gonna read Steve Dangle's tweet here because I agree pretty much dead on with it. And right as I say that, I lose the tweet. Amazing.
Oh man!
While you're finding it, look, this is my beer for the second period, boys. So I got it in Canmore while I was out west. It's called Lighten Up Lager, and that's what all of Leafs Nation's gonna do for the second period here. We're gonna lighten up. We're gonna hope that the Leafs stop gripping their sticks so tightly, and we're gonna try and get something done here in the period. Get it early, get it often. Maybe get 2 or 3 early in the period, and make this Florida Panthers team worry a little bit.
So here's what I'll say right here. Oh, sorry, Peter. Yeah,
I was just going to quickly go in. There we go. Dylan went in saying the THPN stream was better, and the NHL disagreed.
Wow, the NHL doesn't like 6 in the 6. Come on,
we appreciate the promotion, and we appreciate you going out there and promoting THPN, Dylan. That is a big thing right there. Thank you so much for that.
All right. So here's the tweet from Dangle. It says, you know what? Actually, I don't know why I didn't just do this. Oh, never mind. I can't do it. I'm thinking way too hard about this. It goes, maybe I'm nuts, but I like that period. Made some mistakes, but didn't give up on plays when they did. Wall really only had to bail them out once. A couple decent looks. They need more. He sums it up perfectly for me there, because I'm definitely not happy with the period per se.
But
that
it wasn't bad.
The part about Wall only having to bail them out once is why I did kind of like the period, because you're bringing Joseph Wall into a playoff game, and you can say whatever you want about how he's got ice in his veins, or, you know, he's built for the moment. He's not going to get shaken or whatever. But as the team in front of him, you don't want him getting peppered early. And if, you know, playing on your heels a little bit and kind of tightening up defensively just to kind of ease him into the game and ensure that he's not overwhelmed early on, I think from that point of view, they're fine. That being said, I need about 10.6 million more things from Mitch Marner.
I was just about to say right now, the Stars looked better, but it wasn't much better. It was maybe just like, you know,
it's been an empty sky so far tonight.
Yeah, I will say,
so far tonight.
Like they were managing the puck a little bit better, but that needs to be a little bit more potential, or a little bit more. And as we're saying that right now, Mitch Marner gets into the zone. Jake McCabe almost kept the play alive, but just didn't quite keep it in there.
Where are you at on the clock, Peter?
I am at 19:30. I got Calle Jarnkrok coming into the zone. Mitch Marner just misses the pass. And again, that's kind of, it seems like a very simple play, and it gets broken up because some miscommunication and anything right there. Shot gets thrown in on Bobrovsky. Easy save.
3 on 1. Oh, they screwed that up. How do you screw that up?
I feel like I'm a bit ahead of Andrew Forbes.
Right, I think I'm a bit behind Andrew.
Yeah. We got 3 different moments going on right now.
Oh, this is not good. Okay, I'm going to
restart this is my stream. This is it. Okay, so he is way ahead of us right now.
Oh, Andrew, this is the issue that we were having before. I was like 20 seconds ahead of Peter.
And again, that's the Stars right there. That's what you said, Andrew, gripping the stick a little bit too tight. Like Johnny in the slot area, he gets that puck off quickly. He needs to get that puck off and wire it just like that.
But like, forget how close you are. Like, here's the thing: like, get the shots, the shots, because
get the rebound too. If you
get it on Bobrovsky, you never know what could happen. Like, it hits a stick in front, whatever. The fact that they are trying to make that extra pass on a 3-on-1, like, get a shot away. You didn't even get a shot away.
Yeah. I will say this right now, 2 minutes into the second period, the Maple Leafs have not given up a goal against. And again, I'm probably going to knock on the side table right here. That is wood to not jinx myself. And here we go. This probably doesn't sound good.
No, we're getting a power play.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
power play.
I just saw that right there.
Big hit on Bunting.
That looked like a high stick. Oh, is he bleeding? Is he bleeding? If there is blood, that could be a double minor right there.
Oh. Man, I gotta say this though, like,
oh yeah, oh that's
face
bad.
With a stick before. I haven't been hitting the face with a stick before, but like, I don't understand. They go down, man. They go down like they were shot from.
Oh, that's a high stick right there. Yep, that went right on the nose.
They're only giving him 2 though, and he's cut on the nose.
I mean, I would look at that and say that's a 4-minute minor. If he's bleeding, I mean, there's blood right there.
Wes, where you at?
Oh, and this is what's wrong with the NHL, not just with the Leafs, not just everything right there. That should be a 4-minute minor. I mean, 4-minute major right there. He is bleeding, no matter how. Oh, there we go. Bad decision right there by Ryan O'Reilly to pass it back. He was dealing with some pressure. Should have probably just dumped it into the corner right there. And I'm just gonna say this right now: no drop pass. Okay, no drop pass. At least get the puck into the zone, because I am done with the drop pass. But as it gets out, they're going to set up and they're going to drop pass right now. Morgan Riley waiting for Mitch Marner. It's going to be too predictable. There we go. Okay. No, Morgan Riley proving me wrong right there. And yeah, there is, that Joey, that did hurt.
He proved you wrong,
Dylan
but he got 3 steps into the offensive zone and lost the puck.
Yeah, I know.
This is abysmal. This power play right now is abysmal. Oh, they just scored. Nylander just scored. It's a wacky goal, boys. It's a wacky goal.
And that's the thing right now. If it's a wacky goal, just take it at this point.
It might be a high stick. I don't know.
Here we go. There we go. William Nylander. It officially popped up on my screen. Gets the Maple Leafs on the board. They are up 1-0.
Oh my God! No, it's not. It just came off the ref. It came off the official in the corner.
And you know what? We talked about bounces not going the Maple Leafs' way right there. That is the fortunate bounce that they needed right now to try and get some things going. That should build some momentum right there. There we go. Just gets the puck on that in the perfect spot. And you know what? How many times have clearing attempts from the Maple Leafs gone off the official linesman, what have you, and it resulted in a chance or a goal against? Right there. That's what you need from the Maple Leafs. William Nylander catching a break after being probably one of the better Maple Leafs in Game 3 and possibly in the series. They needed that right now. Hopefully that is a momentum boost, because the Maple Leafs right now need to keep it going.
Quick one from Danelle.
Yes.
Ref's been horrible in these playoffs so far. Everyone has said so. Yeah, look, here's the thing.
Give me a capital YES.
Yeah, we're Leafs podcast, so you're going to hear us complain about the calls in Leaf games more than anything if you ever listen to our podcast. That said, I think if you listen closely, each one of us has said, this is a league-wide issue, and it has been for multiple years. It's not just postseason. It's they need to kind of revamp how they approach the officials. And I've said it from the get-go. You guys agree with me. You got to make these guys accountable after the game. Hold a 10-minute, 15-minute press conference with your 2 officials and say, hey, this call went wrong. Do you guys agree, or what's your justification for it? And I even think somebody like Tim Peel would actually maybe sit down and agree with me and say yeah, why not? Because then you have the opportunity to stand up for your calls as well. If you think you made the right call, then you have the opportunity to say, hey, yeah, I screwed up, or I didn't. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and I think there was even one instance where an NBA ref, not sure if it was the same one that made a bad call on Fred VanVleet, but a referee got demoted and wasn't able to officiate in the NBA. I can't remember if that is true or not. I thought I saw it or read it somewhere. But even if there's an instance where, the officiating is bad, maybe you do start demoting them. Probably not going to happen, but I would like to see that.
No, I'm laughing at Danelle's next comment here.
Oh, here we go. No disrespect to you guys since you cover the Maple Leafs, but do you think the Maple Leafs are the Cowboys of the NHL since they are Canada's team? Ooh, that one hurts. I mean,
you're not
hard
wrong.
Not to agree. You're not wrong, really. It's hard not to see the similarities. I mean, look at that.
Aside from '94, they're the Rangers of the NHL as well.
That's true. Yeah.
Look at through the mid '90s, late '90s, and the Rangers went out and got all this star power. In early 2000s, you had Eric Lindros, you had Yager, you had Bobby Holiko there, you had guys like Leach that were still there. You talk about all the star power, and that was pre-cap era too. So
the cap didn't come in until 04 or 05, 06.
Couldn't even get it done. They couldn't even get it done. So the Leafs are in that state. I think the problem now with the NHL is that in a cap era, you can draft and develop your own players, but that player can very quickly leave if you don't give them the money. And at this point in time, a guy like Matthews, if there was no hard cap, the Leafs could easily go out and say, yeah, we'll give you $15 million. We make the profit. We make the money. Like, we have enough of a fan base that we're making that money on a yearly basis that we can give you that money and pay the luxury tax or whatever it would be. But in a hard cap era, you don't have that chance to kind of go about that, that route and kind of develop your players and pay them maybe what you would feel they're worth. And not everyone's going to buy into a Boston type of mentality where you got a Patrice Bergeron going in and saying, like, I'll take $6.5 million, even though I'm worth 9.5, because I want this team to win and I want to win with these guys. Not everybody's going to buy into that.
I'll be right back. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. And even with the new head of the NHLPA, maybe there's, some common ground where maybe you could try and alleviate some of the cap and, work around it. Hopefully that is a big sign going forward. Obviously,
Peter. Sorry, Peter. It's the only league that is a hard cap out of the major four sports. Right? Everything else is a soft cap. You have a luxury tax. You pay it. And at a certain point, like, I get you're trying to grow the game and you're trying to have like equity sharing and all that BS. But like, at a certain point, like, maybe you look at a team like that's not bringing in the big money and say, okay, well, you got to figure it out.
Yeah.
Or we're going to get rid of the cheap owners or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
there's ways around that to try and better the league as a whole and create, like, if I'm a Leaf fan right now, I am a Leaf fan. If I'm a new Leaf fan and I don't have any jerseys in my basement, okay, let's say this. And I know that there's a possibility that Austin Matthews is gone after next season. Am I going to buy an Austin Matthews jersey?
No.
Or am I going to go buy somebody that's going to be there for the next 6 years and I can sport that jersey proudly for the next 6 years? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, 100%. And that's the thing too. You mentioned like all these teams have like a soft cap kind of thing, and that's where they thrive or why they're successful. You're not getting that because you have certain markets in here where, I hate to bring it up, but the Arizona Coyotes, there's no way a soft cap is going to help them out compared to a team like the Maple Leafs, the Rangers, the Canadians that have a market already set. So that I do agree with you in that sense. And I'm just going to throw this up, Jacob. Go Knights! Jack Eichel's biggest fan. He was in the chat. I believe when we were doing the draft lottery, and you know what? I'm all for Jack Eichel getting his moment and playing in the playoffs right now. I'm pretty sure that's where you were going, Forbes. But seeing him in the playoffs right now, it is a great sight after everything that he endured in Buffalo. That is for sure.
I was going to take that. I know he meant the Golden Knights, but being in London here, I'm going to take that as a go London Knights. Taking that team to the OHL championship again against Peterborough. So
I'm going to spoil it a little bit. One of the top 5 prospects that I want the Maple Leafs to get is Oliver Bonk.
Yeah.
He has Maple Leafs player or prospect written all over him.
Right-handed D, nasty.
But smart, effective, doesn't cheat. He's very calculated with his movements and his decision-making. I am a big fan of Oliver Bonk. He's at the top of my list right now.
You can still sport it proudly if Matthews left. That's from Goth Neopet.
That is true. I mean, he has done a lot. Absolutely.
And I'm not questioning that. I think you think about it a little bit more, knowing that there's a possibility that this guy leaves. It looks like I bought a Jays jersey, I don't know, I want to say 4 or 5 years ago. And it was an Encarnacion jersey. And then like 2 years later, Encarnacion was gone.
Mm-hmm.
Me personally, and this is just me personally, like, everybody can sport the jersey proudly, whatever they have. Like, I have a Jack Campbell signed jersey up on my wall, just because, genuine nice guy. Like, he had a good run with the Leafs. He had a decent run with the Leafs. Genuine nice guy. I sport that proudly. I've been chirped about it being on my, my TikToks and all that BS. But for me, like, I look at it and I say, like, I'm not going to wear, if Matthews leaves, I'm not wearing my Matthews jersey to the game unless, it's against Arizona and there's a chance I'm going down to get Matthews to sign it. That's that's where I'm at, right?
That's
like,
fair enough. Yeah.
and that's where my mentality is. But that being said, I mean, absolutely, I agree. You can definitely sport a Matthews jersey if he decides to jump ship at some point, and for what he's done for this organization. I mean, hell yeah, why wouldn't you?
Just a brief update on the game right now. There's 13 minutes left in the second. Shots are 10-9 for Florida, but Joseph Woll is keeping his team in there, making great saves. And again, Andrew, when we were talking about his first 3 games last year, I remember you saying that he looked a little bit shaky, a little bit tentative, but he got the job done. He looks more composed and more steady this time around. Are you amazed at like how much a year does for a goaltender, especially considering he didn't have the best stats to start, was injured, and then he managed to work his way back and get to where he is right now?
I mean, I wouldn't say I'm surprised. Here's the thing, like, and if you look at any sort of like statistical analysis, and when it comes to goalies, the majority of goaltenders, like, and I'm not talking about your Carey Prices, I'm not talking about your Roberto Luongos, I'm not talking about your guys that come into the league and just like light it on fire. I'm talking about like your average goaltender that has an NHL deal. They hit their prime much later than, say, a defenseman or a forward.
Absolutely.
So to get a guy like to see Woll kind of make that jump and play the way he's playing, he's had more playing time this season. Injuries haven't had an effect on him this season as much as they've had in the past.
Sorry, I mean to interrupt, but it looks like we have something going on. Oh, good chance in front. Another power play. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
There we go. I saw a 2-on-1 unfolding with Yarncroke and Matthews, and there we go. There we go.
Looks like Sasha Barkov.
There we go. I just saw the cross-checker interference in front right there on Mitchie, drawing the penalty. There we go. The Lace are going back, and we all know what happened the last one. Fortunate bounce, but Nylander got the goal. So let's see if they can repeat the success that they had last time around and get another goal past Bobrovsky. Sorry, I didn't mean you could go back to your point on Woll there.
No, I was just saying, like, I'm not surprised. I think, like, given the opportunity to play more, like, you see these guys kind of learn to deal with the pressure of being a starting goaltender, and it's not the same in the AHL, obviously.
Yeah.
But him getting another shot at the NHL, I think you're starting to see a little bit more of what what that opportunity and what that development can do for a goaltender's confidence, right? It's like
Absolutely.
a pitcher. It's like a pitcher in baseball, right? Like, give him the reps and give him the opportunities, and he's going to develop differently. He's going to learn new crafts. He's going to learn what works for him, and I think you're seeing that with Joseph Woll as well.
Absolutely. And the fact that he's able to regain that confidence, able to find his game again, that is huge, because for the longest time, the Maple Leafs were without a top goaltending prospect. And now that he's in a big moment right now, that should boost his confidence even more. And as we get set for the power play, Leafs have entered the zone. Ryan O'Reilly is maintaining possession right now, trying to keep the play alive, a little bit of pressure. Here we go. There's Mitch getting into the open ice, trying to find an outlet, passes it to Riley. He takes the shot. Puck is loose in front, and Sergei Bobrovsky manages to locate it, dealing with a lot of traffic in front. And that is what you got to do right now. Get into the lane, get him moving laterally, because that seemed to be kind of the weakness right now in regards to Bobrovsky. You saw it at times against the Boston Bruins in the last series. Maple Leafs tried to expose that, but they just didn't quite execute properly. They need to keep doing that in order to try and get more pucks past them.
Yeah, they need to get set up. They once they get set up with the power play, they get their opportunities, but they need to actually set up.
That was probably the best setup that we have seen in quite some time, especially on the power play. And now they're going with Yarncroke, O'Reilly, Tavares, Nylander, going with the second unit right now. Our members of the top unit still on with Nylander on the second. Another bad angle shot, and Nylander almost converted, but the puck went out. Riley is able to recover the puck. Drops it back, but don't worry. No harm, no foul on that drop pass. So there we go. Nylander is able to cut in again. And you know what? everyone that doesn't sound good, does it?
I'm just trying not to say anything before you guys see it here.
Is it a shorthanded goal?
No, just an opportunity. Not for them, for us.
We just saw the same.
Okay, there we go. Point blank shot from Michael Bunting right there. Yes. And those are the looks that they got to get. Those are the looks they got to keep on finding, because at some point you're going to find them right there and you're going to capitalize on it. Yeah, great shot from Bunting. But then again, they got to start picking more of the corners right there, because they're shooting directly at the crest of Bobrovsky, and that is not going to cut it. So we have 23 seconds left on the power play. It looks like the top line is out. Matthews, Marner, and Bunting nearing the tail end of it right now. Marner back of the net. Matthews passes it back to Mark Giordano. Matthews one-timer, pad save by Sergei Bobrovsky right there. And again, you got to find Austin Matthews open on those looks. Chances are he is going to rip it from that low. Because of his accuracy, he is going to find the back of the net at some point. And again, we talk about the stars or whatever. Matthews didn't have a good game 3, but in games 1 and 2, it looked like he was firing on all cylinders, and maybe he's starting to get that jump right now. If he's able to find the back of the net, that's probably trouble for the opposition right there. Another shot in front, rebound from David Camp. Again, could not capitalize on a point blank opportunity. Point blank opportunity right there. Again, chances in front. They got to get that traffic right there. And another shot, but that goes out into the crowd right there.
Dylan, I hope he does not stand on his head.
Yeah, great tip in front from Camp, and then he gets his own rebound. At that point, but see, looking at the replay, Bobrovsky's still looking down. His reaction time there was very, very slow. He should have just waited it out, got to the open space, and just potted the puck into the open net right there.
This guy's human, man. I'm telling you, you got to get to him a little bit, and this guy's human.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Every single time someone says he's human, I just go back to Rocky 4, where, Rocky finally gets a hit on Ivan Drago. He cuts him and he's just like, he's not a machine. He's human. And it's just like, every single time I hear that he's not human, I always go back to that line, because obviously that is my favorite Rocky movie. I got to shout out Rocky 4, because Rocky 4 is the best one. Obviously controversial take, but that's my favorite one regardless. But yeah, no, I agree. You don't want any goaltender to stand on their head, because look at Samsonov last series. He stood on his head and he stole wins for the Maple Leafs. Obviously, in our situation, you don't want that to happen, because, we're in a tough spot as is. I think, yeah, if he stands on his head, that's just giving his team even more momentum as we speak.
Andrew, is that comment to us? Tell us about yourselves. I assume it is.
Tell us about yourselves. All right. Who wants to go first?
Well, Alex isn't here, so go for it, Peter.
Well, as you can tell, I am a big Maple Leafs fan. Write about it for the Hockey Writers. Started up this podcast with Andrew in the first few months of the pandemic. I think it was in August of year 1 when it happened, when we just started talking about, possibly doing a podcast. And 3 years later, we've been doing it. Alex came on board. Believe it was
before last season. Like
before
August.
last season.
It was the second season.
Second season is when we started off with Alex. Ever since then, we've been getting together weekly, most of the time, to just, talk about the Leafs, give our takes, give our analysis and everything like that.
The reality is we always talk about how good it is that there's 3 of us on this show, because the 3 of us are so unbelievably busy that we can I don't know, sometimes we're good to get all 3 of us on, but more often than not, it's like one of us can't make it, and it's like the other guy's got to take control
We always make it work, though.
Yeah, we always make it work. There's never been a one-man pod over here. It's either it's always some combination of the three of us.
Big block by Luke Shen there, guys.
There we go, Shenner. Nice block.
Willie is a man on a mission tonight, boys.
Yeah.
Oh, he is possessed right now. He's just flying out there.
Can you guys believe the disparity in quotes between Marner's and Nylander's yesterday?
I know.
Oh, yeah.
Man,
good tip in front from David Kampf right there. Again, just a little bit wide. Maple Leafs starting to get some pressure right now.
Where's your clock out, Peter?
I am at 7:51.
Okay, so I'm 10 seconds ahead of you.
It's always 10 seconds.
I think I'm 10 seconds ahead of you, Alex.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my, wow.
20 second separation here.
Jeez. Yeah, I'm at 7:28 right now. I just saw Noel Acciari finish his check once again. I love how much Noel Acciari does that. Every single time he forechecks and pressures somebody, he always plays the body. Every single time.
You can maybe make a case of interference right there, but I'm not going to say anything.
God. Oh my God.
That was terrifying. Oh my God. These guys better jump in there. Yeah, attaboy. Good.
Oh.
Is that Lafferty on the ground? Lafferty on the ground, yeah.
No, it's Kampf on the ground.
No, that's Kampf. That's Kampf.
No,
that's a late hit right there. That is dangerous. Come on.
You can see Lafferty's bald head just poking through on the ground.
No,
somebody's getting a roughing call, but I think it's the Leafs.
There's no way.
I mean, there should be a penalty on that hit on Kampf because that was
Leafs in front of the net
hit right there.
I think it's the Leafs in front of the net. I really do. Oh, maybe not. No, maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know, man. I don't know who's getting the call.
That was Gudis.
That was
dirty little.
Of course,
it's got to be Gudis. It's got to be Gudis.
It's always Gudis.
Everything is okay right there.
That's a charge, that's a charge.
That's blindside right there.
That's a charge.
That's a blindside hit right there. Come on.
Big saves by Wall, though. Big saves by Wall.
And this is the problem with the NHL right now because
Leafs are getting the penalty. No call on Gudis.
Oh, come on. That is absolutely ridiculous right there. He had no idea he was coming. It was off to the side.
They're calling Brody for holding the stick. And they're gonna have Kampf's gonna have to go for a look, I think. That's actually brutal.
No, come on. That is absolutely terrible officiating right there. And you could understand why we were saying at the beginning about the officiating. I mean, you're calling something as soft as holding the stick, and then you see that hit made on Kampf right there. I mean, it looks like he's okay. He's on the bench. He is alert, but that is just absolutely brutal. I mean, he wasn't even expecting that. That's 4 or 5 big steps right there. That could have been a hell of a lot worse.
Attaboy Wall.
I'm sorry. Like, I know maybe I'm wrong here, boys, but I would have put Simmer in the lineup tonight.
Oh, I would have kept him in there because you would expect that Simmer next shift going out there, he would have leveled into Gudis.
I would have started him. I would have started him and set the tone. I would have started him.
Mm-hmm.
Put the fear into the Panthers lineup. Go right after Gudis or go right after Bennett or go out right after somebody and just set the tone.
I will say this
old school
in regards to Wayne. There has been over the past few years, he maybe age is starting to show.
He slowed down a little bit.
Slow down, but I think this season, every single time he got into a game, he was energetic and he managed to find that speed every single shift that he was on. So I think if you're able to get him into a moment like this, where maybe you need to throw a punch or two or send a message.
Kampf's gone to the dressing room.
He is? Okay.
Yeah.
So he is getting checked out, and that's going to be the second time.
There's your best penalty killer gone for the penalty kill.
And there's the second player gone from a possible, concussion in this series, and the referees have done absolutely nothing about it, which is very disgraceful.
Look, here's the thing, though. That hit, if you watch it, he did get body. It's a clean hit in terms of the actual hit itself on the body. It was a charge.
It was.
They showed him come in from the blue line, take 5 strides before
That is
hitting
5
him
strides, not
3
even
feet out
gliding
from the
in.
boards.
That could have been, I mean, it did end up being a lot worse because he did go to the dressing room, but hopefully that he is okay and he can return.
Yeah.
But that is absolutely, absolutely terrible.
Brutal, man. Brutal. Andrew, who asked us to tell you guys about ourselves. I am going to dip for a little bit, boys. As you know, I have 2 beautiful young kids, and I'm going to put these young guys to bed, and hopefully I'll be back for the third period to talk some more Leafs hockey. So I'll see you in a bit.
Absolutely. Absolutely, buddy.
Take her easy.
Take it easy. Yeah, that was I saw the hit. I hear Forbes to say, oh, like his reaction. I'm like, well, something big happened. I don't know if that was a save, but seeing that hit was absolutely it was brutal. It really was. Wouldn't expect anything less from Gudas. And that's the thing too, like even there was talks about possibility of like, teams going after him when the Florida Panthers weren't in it, and everyone was pointing to Gudas. And that's the thing too, like, yeah, he's physical. Yeah, he's, he can set the tone, but it's plays like that where he can make a stupid penalty and it could end up costing him. And the Maple Leafs are on a 3-on-2 situation here on the penalty kill. Mitch Marner trying to kill some time. Chari coming in, trying to kill the penalty, gets it into the corner. He's killed it off. That is a good sign. 2 shots on the power play. The Maple Leafs have killed it off, but unfortunately it comes at the price of David Kampf going to the locker room after that hit by Gudas. But yeah, Gudas does walk that line quite a bit, and it could end up hurting your team because he could draw, or it could end up in a penalty, and unfortunately it didn't there, even though it should.
Oh, sorry. I keep forgetting you're ahead of me. Close.
I'm assuming it's a Maple Leaf chance right there. Matthews, I believe it's probably happening right there. Wraparound. If Yarncroke was just a few centimeters down, that would have been an easy tap and goal right there. And the pressure is piling on right now. Loose puck in front after the point shot from Schenn. Puck is still in there, and it gets out. And the Maple Leafs are starting to, maybe find their groove right now. They're starting to pick it up a notch. Maybe the loss of Kampf has probably ignited a fire in them. We saw the response there. Tavares is in the corner right now, digging the puck. Bunting passes it back to Riley, throws it over to Luke Schenn. Schenn back to Riley with the point shot. Again, tipped in front by Tavares. I mean, again, this is what you want. You want to see this disparity in the offensive zone. You want to see those chances. Take the lane in front. There are 4 bodies in front right now. There you go. Take the lane away. That's exactly what the Maple Leafs need to do right now. That is a huge, huge momentum shift right now. After you killed off the penalty, you got 2 grade A chances. That is exactly what you need to do right there. And there's a familiar face right there. Haynes Evans, our good friend over at the Hockey Writers and Coyotes writer. Haynes, thanks for tuning in, buddy. Glad you're here. As you can tell, it is nervous moments for us, buddy, but we are hanging in there. Dylan, I am watching Sportsnet. Unfortunately, I don't have Sportsnet now. I don't have, any other feed. That is the only one that I have at this moment. So good thing that we're on pace, or we're on the same page there, Dylan. Puck is back out into the neutral zone. And I must say, even since the first period, the Maple Leafs are doing a great job clogging up the neutral zone. Or not the neutral zone. I will say the neutral zone because that was a big issue for them in the past. But even taking away the middle of the ice, they're giving the Panthers nothing. Alex, would you say that that's a big reason why it's still kind of close and there haven't been as many high danger chances?
Sorry, I zoned out there. I was reading a message.
No, it's all good. I was just saying how they're taking away the middle of the ice, and it looks like, the Panthers aren't getting the quality looks that they did in the previous 3 games. Is that big factor why it's still relatively close, but the Maple Leafs have, kind of maybe figured it out to be in position?
Yeah, they've been smothering the Panthers a lot more than they were in the first couple of games. And I've also found that, They've made some boneheaded plays, but they haven't been like
as
crucial
egregious
enough.
as
They
it
haven't,
was.
yeah, and they haven't
Yeah.
come at times where the Panthers have been ready to capitalize. That's the thing. That happened so many times in the first 2 games.
Yeah. I would even say that even their breakouts, it's not like one person's trying to do everything. They're breaking out in numbers. Like there's always 2 people or 2 players there as an option. And a little bit of a fumble there. I believe it was that Jake McCabe. I hope that wasn't. Here we go. Mitch Marner getting in all alone. Tied up, trying to find some space right now, waiting for Austin Matthews to come in. Actually, that is Morgan Riley. Matthews is in front of the net, but great patience by Marner there to try and find some room. But then again, he's got to get to that middle of the ice. He's got to start using his feet a little bit more. And here we go. Oh, do we have a power line going? I think we have a power line going. We have, I believe, Nylander, Matthews, and Marner out there. Oh, Tavares is coming out right now.
Yeah, last shift of the period. That makes sense.
I said power line right there, and for those in the chat, I'm kind of a bit of a nerd, and I heard power. Like I said power line, and I just think of power line from a Goofy movie where you have those songs stand out eye to eye and everything like that. So if I start bursting out in the song, it's because of the Goofy movie right there. There you go. Good looks from the top line right there. And that's the thing. Matthews battling in front right there. That's what you need to see right there from your star player. Yeah, he's taking a bit of a beating, but he's battling back. He's giving a shot there to Aaron Ekblad, and he's not going to be pushed around. That is exactly what you need to see from Matthews in that spot. And especially in tight 2, because he's got the hands and he can make you pay big time.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I dropped my mic. I should really have a mic stand. I mean, I do have one. I was just too lazy to set it up. Yeah, I don't know why we were doing 2 commercial breaks in the last minute.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't understand there. Don't understand there. And I see that Joey just donated $1.99. $2. Thanks a lot there, Joey. You know what's funny? I see a lot of like YouTubers, streamers say, hey, thanks for the $2 donation. I could actually finally be a part of something and say, hey, Joey, thanks for the donation there. Kind of feel like I'm a big time streamer kind of thing, even though I'm just an amateur at this and this is the first time doing it. But yeah, I'm really, really happy with this response from the Maple Leafs in the second period. They seemed a little bit comfortable. Again, still tentative at times because they don't want to make a mistake. They have numbers back, which is really good. And I think that the odd man rushes really took a big bite out of them in the first 3 games, actually. So good thing that they're holding on right now, maintaining the lead, but you got to start burying your chances because a 1-0 lead in an elimination game, you don't want to give the Florida Panthers any type of space back or any room to work with and come back into this game.
Oh, all right. Where are you at, Peter?
Well, I don't have a timeout, but I just saw Mitch finish,
They just dropped the puck for me.
Now focus on Alex Kerfoot.
Okay, so you're
stalking right now. Now I'm back on Nylander. And the puck just dropped right now. And the puck just gets out of the zone right now. Oh, you got Brody and Riley reunited here together. Get that familiarity going. I mean, they just sold the shot attempts right now, 31-38, and I really thought maybe it would benefit the Maple Leafs a little bit more. But if a lot of shots for the Panthers have gone wide too, so I think that's their saving grace. And here we go, John Tavares in on a breakaway. He goes in, pad save by Sergei Bobrovsky. Oh. I'm not gonna lie, that was a very good save right there, but.
Peter, you have no idea how much it kills me to just have to hear you react to things 20 seconds after I watched it happen. I saw that Tavares thing happen. I was holding my excitement.
You're biting your tongue there.
I'm Peter's gonna do this.
I was excited there for a second. It feels like you're my it's like you're seeing my reaction when I see a Leaf goal and I see Terry Koshin or David Alter break a goal. And it happens 10 seconds ahead of time. I mean, he was dealing with pressure there. He needed to get a shot, but I think maybe if you try to go to your backhand quickly, it probably could have worked out. We saw how well that worked on his game-winning goal against Alex, and here we go again. Ryan O'Reilly, backhand shot again, and I'm loving the forecheck and the willingness to battle from Noel Acciari right there. I can't tell if that was offside. Oh no, wait, period's over. Okay, I was about to say, why did the game end so abruptly? But it was because of that. And again, great hustle, great awareness, and great play by Acciari to just keep that play alive and find O'Reilly trailing in, getting in there. But yes, Dylan, what a period. Maple Leafs are up 1-0. It is still very close. And if you're a Maple Leaf fan, you know that, you don't want it to keep it 1-0. The shots on goal are 20-6 for the Maple Leafs. As you can see, the stats are right there. Going to scroll down a bit so we can all see everything in terms of power plays, penalty kills, hits. The Maple Leafs are out hitting the Panthers 19-13. So if we wanted to see that intensity, that tenacity from the team, that is very evident right there. Massive disparity in the face-off department. Giveaways, a little too much, but it really hasn't quite bit the Maple Leafs in the end compared to previous.
Peter, is there a puck possession time stat on there?
Not on here from what I can tell, but from what I saw on Sportsnet, it did say that the Maple Leafs did kind of started to get more possession time as the period went on in terms of the offensive zone. So if they do start to bring it up, I will relay the information if it comes back up on my TV. But the Maple Leafs are playing fairly well right now. Again, 9 giveaways, but none of it has really impacted the game right away. So that is a big plus right there. But you don't, again, kind of mentioned it before, you don't want to give the Florida Panthers any sort of momentum to come back into this game. Before we get into a quick little break, Alex, would you like to give your thoughts on the period or what you expect to see in the final 20 minutes?
I'm typing a tweet right now that's summing up my thoughts. So I'm gonna type these last few words and then give my take. But essentially, I think that they've been doing everything right in that period. They've been controlling the puck. They've been getting their chances. Florida's been playing well defensively, so no disrespect to them or credit to them, rather. But Leafs are outplaying them in every aspect, and really it's just going to be up to them if they want to win this game. Because if they keep playing the way they are and Wall stands strong, then I think that they're fine. But they can't take their foot off the gas. And I know that's the number one thing that we've been saying this all season, but especially right now, because they're if they take their foot off the gas in this period, then they're out. So
that is always a mood killer for the Maple Leafs, especially when you're having all the momentum and they took their foot off the gas. But I have seen during these playoffs where, go back to the Tampa series, they managed to find their footing and still keep the pressure on. So hopefully if they're able to do that, that is going to be big. And shout out to, is this the Joe Pesci from, Lethal Weapon, Home Alone?
Joe Pesci.
Goodfellas, put in a little casino there.
My cousin Vinny.
My cousin Vinny. There we go. Will the Panthers at least score a goal? I hope not. I hope not. But appreciate the comment there, Joe. Really appreciate it. Again, seeing that, I go back to pop culture references, and I'm just thinking of that scene in Goodfellas where it's just like, what? I'm a clown. I'm funny. Am I amuse you? Is that it? How am I funny? Kind of thing. But appreciate the comment, Joe. But yeah, we are going to take a quick little break, and we will be right back after this message.
Peter, I will, before you roll the message, I am going to also, I won't be back right after the commercial. I'm going to step away from the computer for a bit. But like Andrew, I will be back here for the third period.
Sounds good.
See you soon. Stick around, everybody.
And we are back after that message. Just want to check in on the comment section. How are you all enjoying the show, this live stream, and how are you enjoying the game so far? Just looking back at all the highlights right now, Maple Leafs were buzzing in that period, probably their best period in the series so far. So that is really a good sign. But then again, like we said before the break, they really need to try and keep the pedal to the metal right now and don't take the foot off the gas, because one bad shift, that can really turn anything, that could turn everything around. Joe is back. On a scale of 1 to 100, how likely will Panthers score at least one goal? Again, I'm hoping that is going to be at a 1, maybe into maybe -10, because if they score one goal, it is definitely going to be a real turning point in the game, and they will gain a lot of momentum. So really don't want to see any Panthers goals, but we'll see what happens. Marie from Facebook just mentioned one bad move and it could be over. Absolutely. In the playoffs, one mistake is all it takes. It's very crucial that the Maple Leafs stay on their toes, stick to their game plan, because they're keeping to the Panthers to the outside, and that is a big thing right now. They're getting multiple bodies, multiple players in the lanes with their sticks. That is that is very key for them, and why it's, obviously it's a low scoring game, but why it's still a 0 on the board for the Panthers. I'm so done emotionally at this point with the Middle East, to be honest. Goth Neopet, these last few games have been stressful. It really has. Really hope that if they win this game, you got to take it. You got to take it in stride. You got to say, okay, we got ourselves another chance. Let's try and go back into Toronto. Try and give our fans something to cheer about and make them excited, because they had nothing to cheer for in games 1 and 2. So hopefully that they can alleviate some of the stress and actually play like they're supposed to. And that's the main thing right now. Again, they're showing highlights from the last Oilers Golden Knights game. I can't tell you how happy I am for Jack Eichel to finally be in the playoffs at this point. Endured a lot with the Sabres. Had that little falling out with management with his back injury. He gets traded, and now he seems to be in a better spot right now and succeeding. And that's the main thing, because he was too much of a good talent that nothing was happening with the Sabres. So I'm glad that he's finding, a little bit of success and a little bit of playoffs right now, considering how he hasn't had any games whatsoever in the past. And that is the deciding factor right there. That is the difference maker. William Nylander has the Maple Leafs up 1-0 in a very tight game. Let's hope that it doesn't stay like that. Again, need to keep the pedal to the metal right now. Everyone is saying OT right now. No overtime. No overtime, especially after what happened in game 3. That is painful memories right there. Don't want OT. I'm thinking happy vibes, positive thoughts that it gets done in regulation right here. Whereas Alex just stepped out for a quick second. He will be back for the third period. He's just taking a bit of a longer break than usual, so he will be back. Who do I got for tonight's game? I picked the Oilers in. Here we go. Kyle is back. Kyle is back. Hey, it's going great. It is going great.
I haven't seen much of it. What have I only see it's 1-0. What have I been missing?
You missed a bad missed call on Radko Gudas because he took a big charge at David Kampf and he left the game. So there's
I saw that Kampf left the game. I didn't realize that was the case though.
Yeah, it was because it was a late hit. It wasn't dirty like it was a headshot, but it was a late hit where he wasn't expecting it and it was off to the sides, and it was because he was in a dangerous area. It resulted in a very heavy hit, but I do think that there should have at least been a penalty right there.
Right.
Dylan asked, who do I got tonight? Again, as I was saying, I did pick Edmonton to win the series, but I'm not counting the Golden Knights out. It looks like it's a back and forth affair. So because Vegas won the last game,
yes, I expect a response.
There is going to be a response, and I'm thinking maybe 5 goals from me on Draisaitl because why not?
Yeah, I feel that. I feel like David's too quiet, and he's going to break out here in Game 4. This series is going to be tied tonight. There's no way I think they let it be 3-1. Mm-hmm.
I believe I took Edmonton in 7.
Okay.
But then again, if Vegas wins, it's Vegas. They're a deep team, so really won't be too disappointed in that series. I think this will be the only series where I'll be disappointed in a result if anything happens.
Yeah. Well, I'm just out of fire right now with some friends, but it's a third period. All it's going to take is one goal to really swing it either way. If you're Toronto, you got to be desperate too, because I don't think one goal is going to do it. I think Florida's going to come out and realize that they want to try to close this thing out. So it's it wouldn't surprise me. I think if they tie it, if this thing goes to overtime, but I think the Leafs need this more than obviously than Florida, just because they have their season's on the line. But in terms of like getting that extra goal, like you got to think Toronto's got to have more urgency there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And like I said, they can't take their foot off the gas for like even 1 second.
Right.
Because if they allow Florida back in, it's definitely going to change the momentum.
It's going to get in the bed. It's a mental game. It's a mental warfare.
It always is. That's the thing. And the fact that they're still, even after the penalty that they took on that Gudis hit, because Brody got called for holding the stick, they didn't waver in the response. They still put on the pressure, got some chances, and they kept it up. So I think that is going to be very important at this point.
Yeah, I mean, one period changes everything, though, right? All of a sudden, like, they get a little nervous knowing they have 20 minutes left on both sides either, right? Like, I think it doesn't really matter what you've seen from the first two. It's going to be this important third period, and just kind of like what you mentioned there. So I'll be keeping an eye on it. I'm going to head back, though, but I'll try to tune in at the end and see your guys' reaction.
Sounds good. Thanks for joining in.
Yeah, see you,
appreciate it, Kyle. And we're getting set for the third period right now. Tense moments right now, especially if you're me, because, history has not been kind with this team, with the core players. So hopefully they're able to get it done and lock it down right now, because this is going to be important. This is probably the most important 20 minutes of the Maple Leafs season right now, because this is do or die. Joey just says, let's do this. Yeah, this is it. And off to a good start. Maple Leafs get into the zone. Mitch Marner falls behind the net on a bad, not necessarily bad decision, but tried to get the puck back. Quickly gets it to the middle or the neutral zone, gets it back in. And I will say this about Marner. He, again, still tentative at certain points, still looking very nervous, but there have been moments where, he maybe has settled in, but the nerves are definitely still there. And you can tell that, the pressure is mounting on him and even Matthews. But Matthews has looked much better in terms of, getting some looks, getting to the front of the net, and being ready for any opportunity that comes his way. Shots are now 21-15. We are 1 minute into the third period, and the puck is behind the Maple Leafs net right now. A lot of pushing and shoving going around between Brody and Bennett. Puck thrown on net. Dangerous chance as the puck came out from the other side on Sam Bennett. Tried to get a backhand shot on, but kind of fanned on it and missed the net. Puck is cleared out to the middle of the ice. That looked both players collided. I was going to say maybe a penalty, but that was just incidental contact. Both were battling for it anyways. Puck is cleared out. Bobrovsky's coming out to play the puck. It wasn't enough for icing, or I believe it was one of the Panthers players that tried to pass it back in and bypassed everyone. Puck gets corralled back in. Michael Bunting receives it. David Kampf is back out on the ice. That is good news. He did, if you're just joining in right now, he did take a big hit off of, and it looks like Sam Lafferty is hopping off on 1 foot. I can't tell if he is injured or maybe he lost a skate blade. I see something in the corner. Maybe it is a skate blade. He does appear to be walking fine. Usually if he was hobbling like that, it does mean he kind of lost his blade, and I think it's still there. But yeah, Andrew, and there's Alex. Hey, there we go. We were just about to say how long. Yep, that is definitely his skate blade. It did pop off, or that is McCabe. Thought that was Sam Lafferty there. So, Alex, if you just missed it, David Kampf is back on the ice.
Good.
Good sign that he cleared protocol. I think it was just precautionary at that point. And, Gudis and McCabe got tangled up and lost his skate blade, and it looked like he was hobbling, maybe fell on his leg awkwardly, but you could tell he was doing everything to get off the ice right there.
Gotcha.
Here we go. Shot in front. Matthews takes a shot. It looked like it was blocked in front by a Florida Panther defenseman. And again, it looks like we're seeing Nylander, Marner, and Matthews together. Matthews gets the puck in deep. Nylander's chasing after the puck. Marner is there to receive it. Throws it on net. Great tip in front by Matthews. Just missed it wide. And that's the thing. You want to get in front of that lane.
Peter, let me know when the puck is back at the Leafs blue line, because I'm pausing and getting on time with you. I can't do this anymore.
No, it is back at the blue line right now.
Okay.
Shen and Riley have the puck right now.
Okay.
I can't do this with you anymore.
No, it's not nothing with you. I cannot do the delay anymore. I can't.
Oh no, I totally get it. No, it's just the way you said it. I can't.
I know
this anymore.
What time are you at right now?
I am at 16:06 right now.
Okay, so my pausing clearly did nothing because I'm still 10 seconds ahead of you.
Even with the buffering, wow. Hell of a bunny hop. Yeah, he was doing everything to try and get off the ice there. And again, because I didn't see the initial skate blade pop off, it did look like he was injured. And I'm like, oh, here we go. We were already down camp. But as I mentioned that he did get back on, and it happened right when I mentioned camp was back on the ice.
Andrew, your twin Andrew will be back any minute, I'm assuming. He was just dropping his kids off to bed. I act like he actually took them somewhere. He was just putting his kids to bed. Not dropping them off anywhere. So he should be back any minute. The Leafs scored their only goal of the game, or the only goal of the game, when he was on camera, so I think he needs to get back.
Yeah, no, he's a good luck charm right now. Good things happen when the boss or the main captain is in the fold right here. Big guys for the Panthers seem a bit quiet tonight. Yeah, I do think that, the Maple Leafs have...
Shh. Don't jinx it.
I'm going to take... Sorry,
Take
Dylan.
that comment. Dylan's
did make a good point.
It was a good point, but we're not going to amplify that good point right now, okay?
Yeah. Knock on some wood there again. But yeah, I'm going to go back to my point. The Maple Leafs are doing a good job at taking away the lanes right there. And even Ryan O'Reilly getting into the face of Matthew Tkachuk right there and making a big hit.
Sam Lafferty should not sit another game. His speed his speed is amazing. Like you'll see his forecheck in a second here.
I will not be disappointed if they still roll 11-7 from here on out, because
Dylan, we're not addressing your comment.
Dylan, that is the equivalent to saying extra innings in a Blue Jays game. We do not say that. But yeah, kind of a bit mad, really. But yeah, no, I do agree. Sam Lafferty's forecheck has been absolutely phenomenal. I mean, that's a big reason why they got him, because of his speed, and maybe utilize him a little bit more
going to be
on the penalty kill, because he has that factor to get him behind the defenders.
It's going to be really nice having him under contract next year once he's had a little more time to kind of adapt to the system.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Same with McCabe too. I mean, McCabe during the regular season was phenomenal.
McCabe, that goes without saying.
Had his moments as well during the postseason. Not as bad as many people were making it out to be, but I do think he's been very steady. And I think maybe more of the mistakes were on Brody than it was on McCabe himself with that pairing, because they have dealt with a lot of heavy minutes. And here we go, a 2-on-1. Nylander, that was Mitch. No, that was Willie Nylander. Couldn't get the pass off. Should have been a little bit quicker, because Matthews was making a straight line for that for the net right there. And here we go. Big chances, big blocks in front of the net from Jake McCabe. Passes it off to Justin Hall. Justin Hall gets the puck out. We really don't say that often quite much in regards to Hall. And I will say this. I despite our criticism of Justin Hall in the past, I think he has looked pretty good in this game. obviously little critical, thinking that maybe he didn't deserve to get into this game. They were going 11-7. He shouldn't have been in the top 4, but I thought maybe he's done a really good job, and maybe he needs to be paired up with someone that's very reliable. And, maybe it wasn't getting done with Gio, but Jake McCabe maybe has played a factor, but we know how the consistency factor works for Justin Hall. He could be good this game, and next game he's letting in players walk in just like he did with that Duclair goal. So, but I have been impressed with Justin Hall at this point.
Andrew, I'm doing okay, thank you. I'm feeling surprisingly relaxed, and I think it's because the Leafs are playing a pretty simple defensive game.
Yeah.
And, it's by their standards, it's a quote unquote boring game for them so far, but I'd rather a boring game in the playoffs when you're facing elimination than an exciting one when you get lost, when you lose rather. I don't know. I had no emotions after the first 2 losses, but after that third loss, we
all felt it.
I abandoned all hope. And I even went into tonight's game saying, they're going to lose. They've already lost the series in my mind. And I really hope they prove me wrong here. It's honestly kind of pathetic how much of a gap there is between how mad I'd be if they lost in 5 games and if they got swept.
Mm-hmm.
If they get swept, I think that changes this offseason are a must. But even if they just stretch it to 5 games, as pathetic as I would still be, and as much I'd still vouch for a change to happen this summer.
Yeah.
I'd be able to get over it a lot quicker than I would if they got swept. Winning 1 extra game just to get swept there'd be nothing worse than that.
Yeah. I mean, I believe they were talking on the broadcast too, where, you get swept. That first round is basically meaningless because you got swept. You didn't even win a game. I think if you win this one, and maybe if you even stretch it to 5, 6, and even possibly game 7, and depending on the result, I think that would alleviate a little bit of that pressure off because they were able to fight back. But there's still some concerns in the fact that, in regards to the character, in regards to the effort, where it needs to be consistent, because we know how that can change from game to game, especially with this team.
Mm-hmm.
And here we go. Puck is back in the Florida Panthers zone. Great movement. Mitch Marner passes the puck back to Luke Shen. Finds William Nylander in the slot. Gets the puck on net. Again, Bobrovsky did not know where that was. If that was hanging in front and the bodies were there, that would be an easy tap-in goal. Again, they're still not straying away from their game plan of getting in front of the lanes and making life difficult for him to track that puck.
I love how early Ryan O'Reilly attacks the stick when he's on the forecheck. He does it before he makes contact. You're about to see it.
And there you go right here. Yep. Great job in the corner right there.
You're about to have a heart attack.
Oh no. No. Okay, yeah. Okay, well, Chris is averted there. I saw that little dangerous play, and the good thing, the puck went wide, but again, you got to be a little bit smarter right there. Here we go. David Kampf is on a mission. Whatever that hit on Gudas did not affect him at all because he was flying in the offensive zone and got a really good chance, even though it was a bad angle right there. Whew. Dylan just typed in or a message. If it takes getting swept to see serious changes, I'd almost rather that happen than pushing the series to 5 or 6.
I can't disagree with that.
Yeah.
I'm just talking personally how I'd feel as a fan. It wouldn't hurt me more if they pushed it to 5 or 6 games than if they got swept. If they get swept, it would definitely be better for the team long term because it would force changes almost immediately. But I don't know. I would still I would have a really hard time getting back into this team if that happened. So,
and not even that too. Do you think that obviously if it was only 5 or 6 games, you're still a little bit hesitant because of what happened early on. You lost 3 straight games and even 1 poor performance where you tried to get back into the series and then everything came afterwards. But that is a good point. Maybe you want to see it happen right away. And even if they still win, there still may be changes because there's still that inconsistency factor with the character of this team. Battles are happening behind the Maple Leafs net right now. Riley gets the puck out, cleared zone attempt. Yarncrow gets pushed off the puck, but it leads to no harm, no foul right there. Maple Leafs are getting a change in, getting some extra bodies out there. Mitch Marner, here he comes. He comes flying into the offensive zone. Holds up, crowds the puck around for Ryan O'Reilly, gives the puck back to, I believe that was McCabe or Giordano. I can't tell. Even with my glasses sometimes. Puck is in front of the net, middle of the ice. Regained possession by Liljegren right there. Yeah.
Eyes on the screen, bud.
There, no, okay, no. I'm getting the sense. There we go. There's the go-ahead goal right there.
Is that Mitch Marner?
That
Oh,
is
buddy,
Mitch
you needed
Marner
that
right there.
Mitch baby.
Marner with, you know what?
Oh.
He is the one that needed to have a big game, and he scores a big goal right there. Just like when they needed the Maple Leafs to step up in Game 2 against Tampa Bay, he gets that first goal from the point, and not a slap shot, but a good shot from the point. Bodies in front. Great net from presence there by Ryan O'Reilly. And you do that with Sergei Bobrovsky. Again, that is the result right there. Nobody needed that goal more than Mitch. That is probably a big weight off his shoulders, considering the pressure that he is facing. You can see the emotion right there, how much he's feeling that. That is a good one.
That is big.
There we go. Woohoo. There we go. Mitchie, nice goal.
Peter, let me know if they're when they're lining up, because I actually have a pause now.
They are lining up right now. They're taking some stuff off the ice. I probably tape. A little bit of a cleanup right there, but things are looking good. And there's that go-ahead goal that you needed. It could not have been Florida to get that goal. The Maple Leafs are right there, and the fourth line is back going. Alex, sorry, I lost my train of thought there.
No,
I'm at the 9:42 mark.
Oh, you're ahead of me now. I'm at 9:49.
Wow, we cannot get on the same page right now. Wow.
we just like get a GoFundMe going for the rights to stream the game. Like,
you should get a GoFundMe for Sportsnet to maybe sync up on all TVs right there. I'm at 9:22 right now. Puck is around the net.
According to Dylan, I think we Peter, you're gonna have to do what I was doing now. You have to conserve your emotions. It's only fair.
So I'm gonna if you want, I can let you take over the play-by-play.
Okay.
I'm at a commercial break right now. They're just showing the Mitch Marner goal again.
Okay. You know what?
That is a big one right there for Mitch.
Oh, that's huge.
That is a big one. And you can see that face right there. I have not seen Marner make that face in quite some time. He's dead set on making an impact, and that is what we need. That is prime time Mitch Marner. Andrew, we need Andrew in here ASAP. I agree.
Where is he?
Forzy, you need to get back in here. But this is good momentum. This is good momentum boost for the Maple Leafs. This is exactly what they wanted. Keep the pedal to the metal. Do not give up. That is huge. There's one thing I will say right now. I will say this: the core four has stepped up in a very, very big way.
Oh my God, man.
Are you talking about this right wing commercial?
No, my phone is just bugging out right now. Oh my God.
Because the skip the dishes commercial of Mitch Marner, he's just like, I'm a right wing. I only eat right wings. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like that commercial.
It's better than the Katy Perry one.
Actually,
when I get it. Yeah.
I don't like the song, but I can tolerate that. My favorite one is Snoop Dogg.
Oh yeah,
the Snoop Dogg skip the dishes was the best one.
I also like the John Hamm ones. Those ones are good too. Smorgasbord.
Oh yeah.
Smorgasbord board.
Well, what was it? Yo, when he's talking to his assistant, yo, hit me with the wet naps. Or he's like giving it a t-shirt and there's like, I want a t-shirt, give me the t-shirt. Brandon, throw me the shirt. Yeah, that was perfect. Yeah, I think if you had to rate those skip the dishes commercial, I want to say John Hammond's number one because he's done multiple ones and they were all memorable. Snoop Dogg right after. Katy Perry, I can tolerate it. I'm not a fan of the song, but it is kind of funny. And then Mitch is probably ahead of Katy because of, the right wings taping the fork like it's a stick.
Yeah, and Katy Perry doesn't play for the Toronto Maple Leafs. So.
That's true. Yeah, that's the only reason why Katy Perry gets downgraded there. And also Snoop Dogg gets the second spot because he did wear a Mitch Marner.
Come on, man. I think I'm ahead of you again, Peter. That was the weakest trip from Mark Stahl.
And that's a penalty. I think I just saw that.
Oh, my God, Mark Stahl, you soft sack of baby shit.
Oh, man. That is a dive right there. I think that's more of a dive than anything. Come on. If you're calling Kerfoot on that, you need to call a little bit of an embellishment because he lost his balance right there. And none of that, it was skate on skate. He was going for the block. Oh, come on. That is absolutely ridiculous right there. Yeah, no, not a fan of that. Not a fan of that call at all. And this is game management at its finest. You call a holding the stick after Camp gets charged, and you call that soft of a goal right there, or soft of a call right there.
Peter, where are you at right now?
Oh, I'm on the penalty kill right now. Mitch Marner just missed the tip in front from David Camp. Just missed the net by a mile.
Let me know when it's 8:14 on your screen. We're going to try and make this work again.
It is coming up on 8:14 right now.
Okay, now we're on time. We should be.
Okay.
Barkov's got it at the point.
Yes.
Okay, we're good.
We're good. Good save in front by Joseph Wall. Again, we talk about his rebound control. Gave one up right there, but he was still in a good spot to make that second save. Puck is now in the corner right now. That's in the front. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's... That is a squeaker right there, and that is a bad call from the refs. And you wonder why we talk about officiating in this game or in the playoffs. He's going for the block right there. That should not have been a penalty, but yeah. Maybe Wall would like to have that one back because it does squeak by him.
That's not on Wall. That's just... I'm not even like that doesn't happen if Stahl doesn't wipe out like he got shot.
Yeah, no, that is you really can't blame anyone on that play. No one's at fault there, but then again, that just gets by. Yeah, that's just absolutely brutal. Yeah, that's this is a good call from Keith. Call the timeout. Settle his team down. They had momentum going until that penalty. Make sure everybody settles in, refocuses. That's the main thing you want to do. There's still 7 minutes left. Yeah, that's a bit of a back-breaking goal right there. Disappointing, but it again, like you said, that does not happen unless Stahl loses his balance right there. So all right.
We need Andrew back, I'm telling you.
Again, need to settle it down. Settle it down. Here we go. Got to connect on that. Got to receive that puck better. And again, we talk about like players that need to step up. Calle Jarnkrok really has been very, very quiet. And I think we need to see a little bit more of him.
Yeah. Especially since he's on the top line.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know how you're going to take this.
Point saying that was one of their best lines this year, but it hasn't really been
in the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Really hasn't been that quite effective. And now they're getting bodies in front, clear the puck out. That's going to lead to an icing. And I think there might be an injured Leaf on the play. Yeah, Noel Acciari.
Oh, God, man.
Yeah, he blocked the shot right off his hand. His hand has been... He's been blocking a lot of shots with that hand lately, and maybe... Oof. Either he's just got stung or what, but that's like at least the... Yep, he's gone to the dressing room. Noel Acciari has gone to the dressing room as a result of that blocked shot. There you go. That was a great hit from Sam Lafferty in the corner on Stahl.
Need the tightest 6 minutes of hockey this team has played all year.
Yes.
Right here. No mistakes.
This is essentially your season right now. And then we have a weak clearing attempt from Justin Hall. There we go. Great pickoff from Johnny T. Oh, he has returned to the bench.
Okay, good.
He has returned to the bench. So
immediately.
Noel Acciari is probably the doctor's probably saying, let's get you checked out. And Noel's like, nah, let me stay on the bench. Put me back in, coach. And that's that is the kind of like, no guts, no glory mentality. If he's going back in there and he's still injured with his hand and he's going out there to lay everything on the line, that is a teammate right there. That is what you want on a playoff team. Yeah, I'm not sure if something is off with Jarnkrok because even his speed, he doesn't have he's not as quick as he was
fighting something
previously before, like an infection, an illness, or an actual injury.
Okay, good save, Wall. Way to swallow that. Joseph Wall's performance has just been so huge tonight. So huge.
Actually, I mean, aside from that goal, you really can't fault him or anybody else for that matter. But he has given them a chance to fight.
I'm nervous, Peter.
I am nervous too. Cabrera, the score is now 2-1 for the Maple Leafs. Sam Reinhart scored on a power play goal, which probably was not a penalty, but you know what? Game management in the NHL playoffs is a fun thing to witness. Like you said, Alex, this is probably the most tense I have been in these playoffs probably since Game 6.
Yeah, me too.
Since that overtime winner that probably took like the most nerve-wracking 6 minutes of my life, or our lives for that matter. Andrew, come back now.
What is he?
It's too funny. Joey, no bad vibes in here. No bad vibes in here. Teams are 199-4 overall in best of 7 series when leading 3-0. That is the mountain that the Maple Leafs have to climb in this series. 5:12 left in the third period. There he is. Cookie, aka Noel Chari, is back out there. He probably just got stung.
You know what? He got stung, but also I just tweeted something about that. I'm having a couple people reply to me that there may have been an underlying assignment there of just getting a fresh center on the ice since it was an icing.
He did get off. He did get off, and maybe there was an injury.
Well, no, I know
he played. Maybe played it off, but that's
what I'm saying. He may have done that so that they could get fresh legs on the ice.
There we go, or maybe just one extra body because obviously he needed to get replaced if that was the case. So that, honestly, that is quick thinking on Achari's part right there. If that is the case, everyone's gonna say, "Oh, well, that's not fair," but at the same time, there was a cheap call that led to the 2-1 goal anyways. And here we go, 3-on-2. Marner getting back in front. Tips in front by Matthews. Just missed that wide. Top line is back in the offensive zone right now.
Peter, you're ahead of me now.
I'm ahead. Okay. Yep. I am at 4 minutes right now.
Yeah, I'm at 4:10. So I'm 10 seconds behind.
4:10. Okay. Offensive zone possession, 13:06 for the Maple Leafs, 10:38 for the Florida Panthers. So there's a big margin right now. Puck possession, 30:09 compared to 24:23 right now.
You got to conserve those emotions, remember.
Yep. I got to conserve those emotions, but but the one time they put that stat up, it's like 3 minutes left in the game right now.
You mind if I try my hand at some play-by-play here?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Matthew Tkachuk dumps it in. Riley chases it into the back right corner. Not sure who it is that just picked that up. Oh, William Nylander picks it up. He pokes it out of the zone, and a breakaway is coming. Nope, never mind. I'm horrible at play-by-play. Sam Lafferty picks it up off of Nylander. He circles it behind the net, turns around, drops it back to the point. I think that was McCabe there. Yeah, McCabe. Liljegren keeps it deep, but kind of fanned on the shot there. Just over 3 minutes left in regulation. Come on, man. Oh. Jake McCabe circles the net over to Timothy Liljegren. Liljegren digs it out of the zone. Passes it up to Alex Kerfoot, who gets a stick on it and tips it into the zone. I cannot see these numbers for shit. I would never be able to do play-by-play, man, because of that, and also because I'm too emotional. You'd be able to hear it in my voice, like obvious. Like
you could hear the nervousness and the shakiness of your voice right there. Yeah.
Even more obviously than like some of the biggest homers in the league.
Mm-hmm. Here we go, Mitch Marner, 1-on-1. Great shot. Careful, because now is the time where Bobrovsky is going to get pulled. 2 minutes left right now in the game.
Montour digs it out of the zone and drops it back. Florida Panthers are looking to restart the breakout. Carter Verhaeghe circles up the middle, weaves in and out. And yep, Peter, you were right. We are officially in potential Bobrovsky being pulled territory. It would mean so much to the Leafs if they could get this done in regulation. No.
Got the Opet. Appreciate you guys streaming.
Oh, my God. Okay, I
had to miss this game because anymore. I'm sick in bed. Hope you feel better and glad to be a part of this and be the, amateur hour play-by-play voice for this stream.
Happy that you're along with us. This has been a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
I'm not going to lie. Usually when we do live streams, we have like a maximum of maybe like 3 people tuning in. So
3-4. Yeah.
So this has been a nice change. Yeah. And I'm glad that some of you guys are on the same wavelength as we are. Some of you. I know some of you are probably just watching this out of sheer entertainment. So okay. Oh, 143.
Well, if you wanted entertainment, this was these last few minutes are going to be nerve-wracking.
Bobrovsky returns to the net, but
Well, it's because it was at center.
No, I know.
So I think that's why.
Okay. Oh man, I'm worried. Peter, where are you at?
I'm at 130.
Okay.
No. Keep him to the outside. Net is empty. Puck is cleared. Not enough for icing, enough to get new, fresh bodies on the ice right now.
Okay, I can't. I think you being ahead of me is almost worse than me being behind me. So I need to.
There we go. Off the boards. Callie's at the middle of the ice. Just kill some time. Don't even try for the empty net if there are bodies there. Kill the time needed.
Kill it. 45s. How much are you at, Peter?
I'm at 53.
Okay, I'm ahead now.
There we go. Oh, Callie Yarncroke is going in a little, not too deep, but just enough to pressure.
Okay, 30 seconds.
I just hit 40 right now.
Attaboy, O'Reilly.
There we go. I'm at 25 right now. 25 seconds remaining on my stream. Get it out. There you go. They got to reset. There you go.
Peter,
take the time.
Okay. It is okay to breathe, Peter.
It is okay.
Game 5 is happening, and it ends with a big hit. Yes. Oh, here we go. Oh, there's a fucking fight now. Oh my God, Marner's fighting with Kachuk, his old.
There we go. That was a late hit on O'Reilly. There we go.
Let's go.
Set the tone for the next game. This is what you want.
Oh my God, McCabe's swinging on the ground. Get Sam Bennett out of there. Someone jump on Bennett, honestly.
I love how Mitch Marner's just laughing at Kachuk right now. And this is what's going on. This is why the officiating let it get to this point too. Like, there are a couple of late hits and you didn't call anything. And now all of a sudden this late in the game, it's over. But you know what? Maple Leafs came out on top. They needed to have a good performance, and there's no need to make that hit. Like, if you're a Montour too, like, that is absolutely, just a garbage hit to make. That late, he was already turning in. The game was over, and the Horn had already gone. Like, good thing we got Jake McCabe. Even not in the best spot to throw a punch, he's still throwing punches. And that is it, everyone. The Maple Leafs staved off elimination. They live to see another day. They take this game 2-1 against the Florida Panthers. There is going to be a Game 5 in Toronto. That'll be happening, I believe, on Friday at 7 p.m. So, Alex, we can breathe. We can breathe a little bit. How are you doing after that win?
Happy tonight, baby. I can go to bed happy. That's all I care about.
Exactly. Before we end off the stream, Alex, any thoughts? What do you think they need to do for the next game to try and maintain this momentum?
Keep the momentum up. That's literally, I know that I pretty much just answered your question in the most basic way possible, but that's literally all they have to do. Just keep on doing what they did tonight. Like,
yeah,
play strong defensively early on, get pucks on net, try and limit as many turnovers as possible. Just tighten up and play defense now, because if you go offense for offense with the Panthers, they have a way with making the Leafs pay when they give the puck up or when they try and cheat the game. Florida doesn't crack that easily. So yeah, we just need more of that. That's really all it is.
Absolutely. Again, I think you keep them to the outside. You play this kind of game, but have a little bit more intensity and more consistently offensively, where you're not trying to play it safe. If you need to connect a little bit more, if they're able to do that, I think the Maple Leafs have a good chance to try and extend this series. But step 1 is done. You gotta take little baby steps at this point. Game 4 is in the books. Look towards Game 5. That is the mission right now. They need to keep on it. So before we end off, everyone in the chat, thank you so much for tuning into this live stream and live reaction to Game 4. I know probably some of you wanted the Panthers to win and see our disappointed looks, but we're happy, but we're a little bit cautiously optimistic because we're not getting too ahead of ourselves right now. So that is absolutely big. But good key win for the Maple Leafs right now. They managed to do it all. Do what many had probably thought that, it was probably looking done. Mitch Marner came up with a clutch game-winning goal in this game to give the Maple Leafs a 2-0 lead. Sam Reinhart tied it up later in the period, but then again, Sam Bennett was being Sam Bennett in, throwing cheap shots in at Jake McCabe. But game is over. We hope to see you next time, possibly.
Yeah, Andrew will likely stick around for the whole thing next time. He is he is a dad. So, Peter and I, obviously, we don't have kids. All we have is the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Yes.
And we can't really relate to Andrew having to, dip off, and can't imagine putting your kids to bed is always as easy as just putting your kids to bed and coming back. So at least the Leafs won. We might have to kick them out next time if the Leafs are losing, because it's the first time we've ever seen them win in regulation since game 2. Or of the first round.
Absolutely. And before we head off, you can follow the Sticks in the Six podcast on all these major platforms on social media, on Twitter at STIXINTHE 6IXPOD. That is our Twitter. Instagram is STICKS in the INTHE 6IXPOD. And YouTube, our main YouTube channel is going to be Sticks in the 6. That is 6IX. So you could follow us and stay tuned for any podcast episodes and updates on the social media platform. Again, thank you so much to the Hockey Podcast Network for allowing us to do this live stream. We appreciate everyone here, and that about does it for this episode. We hope to see you next time on another live stream. So,
maybe we do something this Friday for game 5.
Possibly.
I think, Peter, we're undefeated doing these live streams here. So
I was actually going to say, maybe we have to continue doing these. Maybe these are good luck, but
we start doing these every game and they just do not lose another game en route to a Stanley Cup. Could you imagine? We're hailed as heroes. They built statues of us in Toronto.
Yes, because we did a live podcast or a live reaction stream. But again, thank you so much for tuning in. For Peter Baracchini and Alex Hobson and even Andrew Forbes and even Kyle, who jumped in every now and then, thank you so much for tuning in. We will see you next time.